Stop log out. Good morning. I was going to watch this Fortnite live stream anyway, so I'm just basically live streaming it because I can. So before it starts, YouTube, if you want to watch the original stream, top right corner, that's the link to watch the original stream. We're just doing a viewing party type thing where we can discuss it and answer any questions.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Ninja Battles event. It's week 2. I'm Monster D-Face, and joining me today is my good friend, Bugha TW. Bugha, what's going on, brother?
Yo, just chilling, man. I'm ready for another week of Ninja Battles because last week, although it wasn't last week, was so good. I mean, it was insane. The amount of competition we had, the format that we had, it was pretty exciting, and we haven't seen a trios competition of the likes in Chapter 2, so I just can't wait for more, man.
Not to mention that was on public game modes. We're looking at arena today, so things are going to be changing up, and we'll jump into that later, tell you guys what that means and what kind of stakes are on the line when we kind of get to that kind of gameplay. But from public mode to arena mode, Bugha, we are already definitely expecting some different kind of gameplay to kind of form out.
Absolutely. I mean, not only is there going to be different types of gameplay, the teams have switched up a little bit, so there might be different plans, but you're right, most of all, the Arena Trios playlist is now what we're going to be playing on, so if everybody's expecting the heel-offs of last week, we're definitely not going to be seeing that as much. Some other things I'm looking forward to, like I said, are those team swap-ups, and how many of those teams are actually going to be going into contention, because we got some big ones. I mean, Emad is not playing with the same Mega and Bizzle that he was last time. This time they added Commandment instead.
That's right, Bizzle and Commandment. We're seeing these powerhouse solo individual players all now coming together on the umbrella of these new teams. And just keep in mind for the viewers at home, if you're wondering, how are these teams even getting put together? It's team captains are being chosen, right? So these are captains that are chosen at the start of the week, and then they have the week to pretty much play out and figure out who you're going to play with. So we're already seeing a mix-up of players and stuff like that, like you kind of alluded to there. What does that mean for like player synergy and stuff like that?
Oh, 100%. That's basically everybody's trying to figure out right now, is because ahead of season 3 and then ahead of season 4, people are trying to actually figure out the trios, and we still kind of have a mix of very, very competitive players, pro players. So the likes of those who are looking for that, I mean, you think of somebody like Mega switching back to his old duo partner of Dubs as well. I mean, these guys are trying to figure it out, trying to figure out what the trio is going to be going forward.
And that's right. That's a little bit of snakery happening there, right? Like we saw Mega play last week. He was on a different team. Now he saw Dubs is available. He's going to pair up with his boy Dubs. They're going to be playing with Cease. That's going to be a fun team to kind of look out for. Another fun team to look out for. Mixer's Ewok is playing today. And I mean, Bugha, you know who she's playing with. It's going to be Jack and Acorn. This is an exciting duo from the FNCS Duos comp.
100%. That was a duo or a trio that I saw on paper, and I was like, I had to do a double take real quick, because Acorn and Jack, a lot of people might not know them yet, but those who have been following comp Fortnite definitely do, because in the FNCS duos, like you talked about, they were so good, and then continued throughout FNCS solos as well to have some pretty hefty performances.
What's up,
that
Fortnite buddy?
pay attention to, and Ewok clearly was.
Just doing a viewing party. If you got any comments, questions, drop them in the chat.
Royale, so we're going to put a lot of pressure on his shoulders today to see if he can be the glue, be the kind of key factor to pulling in some victory royales throughout the course of the 5 games today.
What's up, David? Welcome in.
Looking at every game means a lot, because this is a single day format. We're not spoiled like the previous 2-day multiple formats, but regardless of what, let's take a look at the schedule. Let's get you guys caught up as you guys can tune in week after week. Bugha, take me through these dates right here.
100%, man. We got 6 sessions of Ninja Battles. We've already done one. Session 1 is down and dusted at May 28th. We're now June 11th, and we got 5 more sessions of this to go. And session after session, game or tournament after tournament, you're gonna have mix-ups in teams. You're gonna have mix-ups in formats, that kind of stuff. So let's take a look at
Jaden?
what
Welcome
this
in.
week is gonna have in store for us, because we just got a who's who. We got a list of insane players. Monster. There's so many good players.
We'll be doing these viewing parties every week, guys.
13 right there. It's Zayt, Saf, and Stretch. Such a scary little trio kind of coming in. And you got the controller trio as well. Team 19, Assault, Scope, Innocence. Who stands out to you, Bugha? There's a lot of exciting names here.
100% there is. I have to go back down to the players who won last week. Macwood and Calc are now paired up with Bucky, and that still is a team that could take it all. But enough of the players, because we got 5 games to talk about them. So let's take a look at how this is actually playing out. How are these guys earning their points, and what are they playing for? It's a typical competitive Fortnite format to earn your points game after game, Monster.
That's right, with $80,000 on the line each week as well. And let's just talk about it. Every elimination worth the point. You guys know that the Victory Royale is going to be the big bonus this time around for 10 whopping points. And hey, with 20 teams up,
What's TG,
only
Aiden?
top 12 are going to be able to reap the rewards of not only prizing, but placement points in this as well. So a lot on the line for the teams, a lot on the lines of the shoulders of these captains to steer their squads into the right direction. And like we said, I mean, 80,000 up in the air every week, Bala. That's a lot of money here.
And the overall top prize is $25,000 for the trio. So that's definitely going to be the one that a lot of people are gunning for. Obviously, the reigning champs is Macwood and Calc, and they're paired up with Bucky this week. So maybe they can have a say at that top spot again.
And it's exciting to see Bucky entering back into the competitive fold. It's been a little while since we've seen him out there, right? So stakes are back up, pressure's up. Let's see if he can dust off the cobwebs and step up to the plate this time around. Trios is probably the most exciting thing the competitive community in general is all about. Seeing that this is going to be the first actual...
By all means, watch Typical Gamer.
Big stakes on the line. I mean, I know we're not...
We'll get every point of view from this stream, though. I'll stick him in the title, stream title, though. Thanks.
Let's just talk
100%.
about who we believe can give players like Calc, Macwood, right, Bucky, a run for their money, just off of the roster that we saw, Bala.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's talking about the hype. Everybody's feeling the love with trios. I definitely got to pay attention to the team who's been dominating in the scrims that has Bizzle up there. And this time, it's not necessarily that team. He's playing with EMAD this week. And they did place 3rd last time, so we'll see if that's actually going to carry through forward. Some other people you got to pay attention to. Bugha is not playing with the same trio that he was last week. This time he's playing with Sypher and Avery, who were playing with Ewok last time. They didn't have the highest placements, either of those 2 teams, so we'll see if they can push up. I think that's definitely a contender.
That's right, and I mean, I saw Unknown Army, Kanata, Creo, again, all exciting names, all players, all competitive veterans that are going to be going up. I mean, in this race is a question, right? Does one great IGL all of a sudden puts you in that in the money to be a powerhouse duo? What is it about trios that is the glue factor for a winning kind of team? Is it just synergy? Is it the interaction? Is it one strong IGL? Like, I feel like trios, the meta itself, we're still trying to figure it out. Or do you think the formula's been cracked open? Do we have enough kind of real estate to look at to really figure out what's worth?
I think this is going to be basically our first taste of it, actually, on a level where people are playing as hard as they can. I mean, last time we played this, it wasn't necessarily the most the format that everybody's expecting. So I think we're going to figure that out. But from season 10, where we had trios in the FNCS last time, we saw that chemistry was very important, but fragging ability was far and away the most important thing. I mean, you think of trios like Mitro, Mongrel, and Benji. You think of young Calc and crew who won that FNCS. Their fragging ability was unmatched.
And that's right. Let's talk about this. Like, just from the week 1 of Ninja Battles, it really did come down to the wire. I mean, 1st and 2nd place, guys. I know we're parading the championship team, but yes, exactly. It was tied. The key factor being consistency to some degree, but it was the high elims that we tend to see in trios competition, right? These big swings of points that doesn't really happen in other game modes, right?
100%. And I think something now that we'll see the carryover last week or last time was a little bit more, I guess, strategic focus, because there was those adjustments that players weren't necessarily used to. I'm sure some of these pro players hadn't stepped foot in a pub in a long time. This time the loot pool is tighter. We're playing arena. There's no floppers. There's none of that. We got moving zones, Monster. I mean, there's a lot of differences this week that we'll have to pay attention to.
I mean, there's floppers. We just won't see them in the heal-offs, right? So let's just talk about the difference between the public and arena. Right, it's siphon. It's the way the zones interact with the game. There's the vehicle limitations. There are none anymore other than the boats, right? So there are a lot of differences from public game mode to arena game mode. If you're just tuning in and you're really getting a first taste here from Mixer's channel for actual high-tier competitive, right? Things do mix up. So last week was exciting because it's not every day we get to, cast the heal offs and see that kind of fun stuff. But when we talk arena now, it's going to go down to fighting instances all the way through to the end.
100%. And guys, if you're wondering why there was no Ninja Battles last week, it was because it got postponed because of all the stuff going on right now in America. And just to let you guys know, there is now a Ninja Battles donation drive down below, where we are trying to basically, you've been hearing Ninja talk about it on the stream the entire time. If you're as concerned as Ninja about the growing inequality and injustice in America, please let your voice be heard. And we are raising money now for the NAACP Empowerment Program. That's down below if you're interested. That's the Tiltify link. And now we're very close, Monster, to game number 1 of Ninja Battles Week 2. Let's do it.
That's right. I mean, things are cooking up. Players are jumping into the battle bus here. Bala will be jumping off just shortly. Oh, man, I'm kind of looking forward to this all. I don't know who we're going to touch down with first. I mean, we got Ninja coming back here with Vivid and Kalaza. Yep. We'll see if they can really step up to the plate. Have they kind of gotten their gears together? They didn't do too hot last week, so there is going to be a little pressure on them. But hey, consistency with the same squad builds synergy, and that can be a big thing in this kind of Fortnite trios format. I think it all comes down to communication.
100%. Let's do it. Game number 1 of Ninja Battles week number 2. And right off the bat, we did not talk about something like the early game, the bus route, and the fact that we only have 20 teams, Monster. A typical trios lobby is 33. How does that play out in an arena trios mode?
I mean, if anything, it's a blessing and a curse, right? You get to really touch down, grab some prime real estate, and gather your loot when you have the limited amount of players in the lobby. Talking about limited players in the lobby, though, the rig is looking like it's going to be highly.
So this should be Ninja's team.
Arrows are all kind of hovering
the map's gone.
over in that area, and yes, exactly.
Blue should be reverse 2K.
Jump in with that off the bat here. It's Riverson, Knight, and Keys right now who are hanging out here, and they're contested. It's Dubs, Mega on the other side of the rig here, Bala.
Oh my goodness, those are teams that I think both sides know the power of the rig, and we'll see if they actually end up engaging. It is trios now, and there's definitely a player on the other side of that. Dubs and Mega right on top of Knight. Cease is going to be diving in that as well. Knight in trouble, low HP, but he's also got Mega low too. So Cease on the back wall. Riversun now going to join the fight. Where is the last 2 players? Where is Dubs and where is Keys? These 2 teams have to win against each other if they want to have a say in this game.
And I gotta say, valiant effort for Riverson coming in.
Yeah, the points is broken. Look at this.
Before even popping the big shield there.
That's not right.
Step up to the plate, bail out Knight. That's gonna back off Cease for just a second here. Cease losing Dubs though. All of a sudden, we're looking at a 2v3. Number and powers is a big thing in trios. But the difference, right? The difference is that a 2-man team can take out this 3-man team. All it really comes down to is one mistake. Cease is gonna eat the fold here. He's gonna eat a big shot, and Riverson gets exchanged out. And this is what I meant by anything can happen. The swings can happen. Remember, Sypher will give the heal back to the player who caught the knock there, which is C. So he'll be healthy really shortly here.
That he will, and I'm actually noticing that there's no Dubs in sight, so maybe he's already down. Yes, Knight already has an elimination, so this is now a 2 versus 2 as we did trade out Riverson, a full-on 50-50, and Mega Dubs and Cease are down and out to the last second play there from Keys and Knights as they pick up that one. They got the rig now, and that other team that was lingering is nowhere to be found. So Monster, a good start on the fight. You mentioned the Siphon, they get that recovery, but more importantly, they get the rig, and there's nobody to fight. Nobody is taking TNTina's card, and that's a very, very important.
I don't think they'll be landing there again.
Think about rig droppers.
And that's it, the first team to go today.
There's enough spots for 20 teams for everyone to be uncontested.
To kind of see play out. They only get 4 more opportunities. Here we are now with Ninja and his crew. What? Wait a second. We're jumping in with Bearded Blevins, Bonsai Bros. We're on the other side of the map now. Bonsai's got the RPG. He's going to set one in. It's Roller from the FNCS solo track.
Wait, this is Ninja's brother.
Well played.
What's going on?
Here showing and representing that, hey, it's not just Call of Duty that this man can play. He's well-rounded. He can jump into the Fortnite. He still has it going on here. What a big catch for them. It seems like they caught him isolated here, Bala.
Yeah, 100% they did. They're definitely engaging on a spot that you don't necessarily see trios fighting for, but no matter what, Bonsai
what's up, Ramen? Welcome in.
Holds on to his island with teammate Bearded Blevins and Tutelar. Bearded Blevins, you might see the name and realize that this is Ninja's older brother actually playing in the tournament as well. So some fierce competitors, and definitely gonna try to have some fun today and possibly get one of those top spots. It's a possibility always when it comes to Fortnite.
Hey, I love that. Absolutely love that. And that's what we talk about, team synergy right there. Bearded Blevins and Bonsai Bros go way back. If you guys didn't know, Bonsai Bros, yes, it's two of them. They're twins. They share a Twitch account. It's actually kind of interesting to see that they, you know, coexist on the same page and channel. It's like you can find them live every day. Pretty awesome, though. Here now back with the man of the hour, Ninja, Colazo, Vivid here, hanging out at the Dirty Docks. And this is the benefit, like we said, of only having 20 teams in a lobby.
It's uncontested.
All this space. You just bring your attention down to the map there. That's going to allow them to really loot up and get comfortable here. The ball, we have another fight turning out. It's Typical Gamer now.
And this was a captain that was not here last week. Typical Gamer pairing up with the West players of Domos and Sagis, who are FNCS champions. Let me remind you, and they're fighting against Zayt, Saf, and I believe Stretch on the other side. So champions on East against champions on West, paired up with Typical Gamer, who is no stranger to very, very important competitor, very, very competitive games. A nice shot from Domo takes out Stretch. The pair now just Saf and Zayt trying to fight this out, and there's even a minigun in play. Saf is stuck in a corner. Zayt is way far away, and I don't think they're going to be able to pressure it back up. Domo does end up backing away as Sagis take out Saf. Now, what does Zayt do?
What a clean play from Domo to really come in and back up his teammate there, who was under some serious pressure on Saf. And now Zayt has to try and protect Saf. He can't do it. He's going to jump into the teleport dumpster there, and he jumps out. Let's see if he can catch the exchange here. He's going to box him up and open it up. Love that he's setting up all the cones here. Complete control of the area, yes. Any pro knows that there's a huge risk because of the delay that comes in when you jump out the teleport.
Is TG a few seconds ahead or not?
All right, Zayt's left by himself now. This is pretty unfortunate for him, but to see Typical, Sagi, and Domos come out on top, I mean, you wouldn't expect it. Are they on a ping difference as well?
They must be. West players for sure. They aren't going to be chasing down this final remaining player, and for good reason. They don't want to have any excess damage against one player. The risk is not worth the reward. I mean, possibly, I guess it could be. Especially if they chase him down from not necessarily going through the porta potty. Zayt there actually would have had trouble if they all went through at the same time. Would have been interesting, but regardless, here's another new team. 72 Hours, who was playing with Zayt and Saf last time we had the Ninja Battles.
Again, guys, if you want to watch the official broadcast, top right-hand corner, you can type that in, or you can click it in the description. It's live on Mixer. We're doing an interactive viewing party here. So ask any questions you have in the chat. We'll answer anything you guys ask.
Some of that center zone now. And they're very, very much close to the Holly Hedge crew. Typical Gamer, Domo, Sagis. They might just cross paths here. Just judging by the way that Has the Great, they're kind of cutting across the field here. Yeah, they're playing for the mushrooms, but
this is Young Cog's brother.
Catch them in their line of sight now if they just glance over that hill there. You can see, Ball, the map's kind of opened up now. You can kind of take a good look at how many players are canvassed out over the field right now.
Yep. Just like last week, not that many players have gone down. First zone is going to be pretty centered, a little bit southern, but we could expect a Lazy Lake / Misty Meadows type ending if things continue the way that they're looking. But of course, that second and third zone are pretty random in the direction that they can take, so we could still be going anywhere on this map.
There's 4 more weeks of these, by the way, guys. I'll be doing them every week. So if you sub, you'll get notifications.
Other teams that we've seen
when it
so
starts
far,
every
Ninja
week.
And crew, they don't have to go too far from Dirty Docks. Definitely have to travel a little bit of ways, but they might be on the backs of the Grotto team. Thinking of other teams as well. Where is that Rig team? The team that had to come from basically the same direction. Kanado, Creo, and Unknown here. Looks like. Dropping Slurpy Swamps. This is the time where things are going to slow down in this 20-team format. I mean, only a single entire squad has been wiped, and then one player after that.
Yeah, a little engagement here, though. You wanted to know.
Thanks for subbing, Ramen.
It's Riverson and crew. They're up above on this mountain right now, looking down on Kanata, Unknown, and Creo. So this is not a fight you want to take, right? When a player has that natural high ground, that's something that is a huge risk. This is why they're going to back up here and really just play for positioning. And like you said, right, this is a time to just kind of hang out. So to see the feed lighting up right now, Bizzle, AV, kind of going toe-to-toe, taking out Hogman there. There is action unfolding. It's not the time for action that you normally see, but This kind of shows you that. Also, having isolation, right, because of the limited player population, if you have the confidence, I mean, you're going to take the fight.
Definitely are, and you're going to be taking long range tags as well. I mean, you saw 2 separate teams actually engage onto one, and that definitely was from range. I mean, you think of Bizzle and you think of AV, both players who carry those heavy snipes, and to huge effects. It's going to be important to see. Domo has himself one as well. Out of that little depot between Sweaty Sands and Holly Hedges. Normally, this is the period where people would be going crazy with the heavy snipe shots, but you look at the player count, people don't really have to worry about what they normally do, which is Storm Surge, so they're not too concerned about getting the tags, at least until we get towards that 5th zone and towards that 7th zone. Let's take a look at the center of the map. This is where that engagement happened, where those snipes took place. Sypher, PK, Binny, and Hogman were ones that fell. Hogman there, you can see he's down and out. It's because Bizzle hit him with a snipe, and then I believe it was AV from range who ended up finishing him. But look at this. All these teams here in the center of the map already, not only are they teams that land center maps, so they're most likely to get this, but also teams that rotate early for this prime position.
That's right. And you can see that everyone's kind of parked up here. Bizzle, Commandment, and Emad, probably a favorite to look out for right now, as they were so close to coming in first place on week 1. And ladies and gentlemen, this is game 1, so things are just kicking up. We want to thank you guys for tuning in right now. It's Monster D-Face, Ball TW. We're in the mid-game right now. Those mid-game lulls where the intensity kind of rises.
And it's me
players
with the drop,
tend to just
the
wait
drop
it out,
party, with the
feel
viewing
out the
party
zone,
as well.
try to dictate at that point where to go and how things are going to play out now. We have some other players here. It's Mixers, Ship, Roller, and Owl here, Ball.
Monster, you call them lulls. I call them the time where we see who's actually going to put themselves in position to win the game, and that's the most important thing. Obviously, the players who are center zone on high ground, just like we saw Sypher, PK, Hogman, and them. Obviously, Hogman down, unfortunately, maybe a little over peaking, but Bizzle and crew in the same mix on that heights. And there's that 2nd zone, 3rd zone going to be revealed fairly shortly, and this is the time when these things really start to matter, because this is when the end game zones start to shape up. So where people are and how they move from here, very important. So still might not be too much action, but super interesting as a viewer, at least for me. Maybe I'm just a super nerd.
No, definitely, indeed here. But look at this. It looks like 72 Has and Mikey here are under pressure from the bow, so that means it's Riverson's team who still has that little piece of the mountain coming in with those big fire shots. They might have noticed that Ship and Owl were only a 2-man crew. Remember, Bonsai Bros did take out Roller at the start of the map. The thing about trio gameplay is you need a lot of space, right? You need a lot of land to really get your loot together. So it's very likely in the early game especially, you can catch a player off guard if they're not dropping at a major name location. So one other thing, and I think this is why pros love the game mode, is at least as a duo though, you can still turn up, right? You can still make big plays. You're not completely out of the game just because you're down a player. Not like in duos where it's really hard as a solo to do something.
So much on the map right now as his team start to jockey for a position. 3rd zone was revealed. These guys are right in the thick of it, right centered, so that should give them a good chance in 4th and beyond. But a low ground position means that they can get focused if things go awry. Owl with Ship, you talked about them a little bit. Down below, they have the launch pad if things do go in that direction, so we'll have to see. But look at this map right now. Look how spread out people are. And we still have 19 teams up, so this is just going to get more and more intense as time goes on. And here, Colazo, Ninja, Vivid, right on cue, Monster, as they always do in an engagement right after 3rd zone reveals. And this is what was their trouble last time we played this Ninja Battles. And you can see why. Outside of the zone, not positioned like we saw a lot of the other teams, and people are definitely going to hold that against them.
I love that you pointed that out, because if you didn't watch week 1, this was the struggle right here. Ninja, Colazo, Vivid were just constantly finding fights for some reason on their rotate. This time around, looks like they are exercising a proper disengage, though. A little pressure up, right? And now they're moving for free here, getting to the next zone. So we might actually see them in the end game. Maybe they learned from their last week mistakes. They're exercising now different gameplay. That's why I love seeing the same teams kind of come back week after week. You really get to see the
No, you can see Reverse in front of them.
As a trio.
His trio last night were
they're taking up
winning
some
so many
ground.
scrim
Ninja's
games.
right above Reverse and Graska here.
Right on top of
friendly,
former teammates.
rivalry. That's right.
It could go crazy in either which way. Reverse 2K is not looking at them though, not worried about the team that just built over them. But a good take from Ninja and crew up in third zone. This is definitely something you want to do, get a little bit of high ground just in case you get the fortunate circumstance of getting that next zone, but they are getting focused a little bit and they've spent a little bit of their hard materials, that metal, so valuable as time goes on. Looking in the distance, they are on a mountain, but I believe this will continue to push them off. And one launch pad on Ninja. Curious about the rest of them, most likely. That's the only one, given that there's no elims yet. And finally, I believe Zayt did end up getting taken out because we have one squad extra now taken, and we're at 18. So we'll have to see. I'm not exactly sure if that's the case. No, he got a full reboot actually, because Saf just got taken out. There's Stretch and Zayt. Speaking about them, Nate Hill, Funk, and Bully are pushing into this though, and Saf down again. Zayt, Stretch are backing away from this fight, but Nate Hill and Funk Bomb, we saw how aggressive they were in session 1. They're doing it again.
Hey, they don't call Zayt the big brain for no reason. I mean, he managed to pull it off, pick up the reboots. Remember, he was far off of Holly Hedges. He had to make his way back. I think the player that actually dropped was Typical Gamer I saw in the feed. So that means Domo and Sagis were caught on that rotation out of Weeping Woods, possibly by Ewok's crew. I'm not sure. That was by the river. We'll find out shortly. A little bit of a standoff here now, though. FaZe, Funk, Nate Hill, Bully here now looking to push in right now. They're up on the wall here trying to push back Zayt here, who's kind of isolated away from Stretch too. Is Stretch going to be able to back up Zayt? Zayt's already in the shotgun skirmish here, exchanging. Here's the quick jump to the POV now. He's on the run for his life right now, just trying to keep his distance. It's kind of intense here. But all right, I think they stand off just long enough, kind of buy them some time. You see Tutelar in the back, kind of moving in here.
Yeah, he's the last player. I think Bonsai Bros is down right underneath Bucky and Macwood. They're going to finish that off, but the rotation now needs to be in the front of everybody's minds. Stretch and Zayt have gotten some ground in between. Here's Acorn Jack. They're building up for high ground on this northeastern, no, actually that's the northwestern side of this mountain. So that's potential there for them to catch fifth zone, catch high ground in a good position moving forward. That's crucial. Whoever has that has the opportunity to hold it for the rest of the game. We're just below 50 players, so very stacked when it comes to this situation. Ninja, Colazo, and crew, they did catch zone, they did build their way in, but they lose the high ground advantage. The mid ground layer should be okay for them.
That is true, and I mean, we knew that Ewok, Acorn, and Jack were just on their heels. They were fighting outside the zone before that. Tutelar's finally gonna fall here. It's Calc, Macwood, and Bucky who find the remains of him as they rotate late into the storm now. They have a big push to get across.
Now Calc and Macwood have Bucky because Zexro's banned.
Zone. Their likelihood of zone 5 to half in, half out is looking so good. This is gonna really be a big kind of swing here now. Ninja pressuring in though. They're being super proactive in this mid game right now. 20 seconds.
EMAD just killed Zayt.
They're trying to hunt for anything now. Put some numbers on the board here.
Don't forget, it is Arena Trio, so it's not going to go centered towards that zone. It's going to go towards the edge. We'll have to see how these players do rotate. Funk Bomb, Bully, and Nate Hill, who were fighting Zayt and Saf and crew, end up on a low ground position, but they beam right back against Keys. So well done from them. These guys have a launch pad. This is crucial here. Fifth zone revealed just now. It's going to where nobody is, but Keys, Knight, and Riverson are fairly close by. You can see the yellow arrows already making their way down. That's Bugha, Avery, and crew. And they might already start to ramp towards this. Where is this going to go? And how do players play for this height? It's Funk Bomb, Nate Hill, who have Sky's grappler too to make a play. And now it's all about maintaining any teams who decide to try to ramp them.
And that's it. You get there just early enough, and all of a sudden the high ground is yours. And that's what I meant by having that mountain. You saw how quick you are to rotate for free here. Even on ground, Ninja, Colazo, and Vivid managed to save a launch pad by not using it and going early instead to cut across the mountain. And look, these are all the old remains of Knife, Avery, and Bugha here, and they get to build on top of them. And all of a sudden now you have multiple teams contesting the height. They have the highest layer. Colazo, Vivid, and Ninja can seek and seek to look down on the rest of the competition. Here comes all the launch padders, Bala. The shots are flying. Nothing big's gonna connect from Ninja other than the shotgun shot. But it's still looking very promising for them right now. Burning a lot of mats though to go up.
100%, and don't forget they've already done this. They've already built for height in one zone. So they might not actually be able to maintain, and that's definitely going to be key. That's definitely going to be something that other teams are going to hop on when the situation does arise. But Ninja on height in game number 1 of this, and this is something definitely interesting going through the rest of this Ninja battles, because that is some confidence to go for it multiple times after times, and they hold on. That's definitely going to give them some free placements.
What do you think, guys? Who's going to win this?
I can say who's barely holding on is Jack, Acorn, and Ewok, who decide to rotate late once again on the heels of Ninja's crew, and everyone's turning in. The Game 30 is going to find some shots here, and all of a sudden now, they're right out of the game. 14 teams remaining here as Graska finds Ewok. Oh my gosh, Nick A30 now under the fire pressure of the entire lobby. This is what happens when you're off by yourself. Lucky for him, though, plenty of hard mass to buy some time here. And I mean, material count-wise, he's looking better than Ninja's team regardless.
Look at this circle, everybody's in the top half. There's nobody in this half.
Remember, they have a knock baller. This is why everyone's so greedy for the Elam right now.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if Bugha wins Ramen.
Ninja, though, they did catch that 6th zone. You can see other teams looking and hunting for possibly getting this. Macwood is low when he takes the full pad. Ninja gets a tag, but not the finish. So that team is still going to survive on the mid-ground layer. Ninja and crew are on high ground, Monster. More tags coming in from Ninja, too, and they're starting to split tarp away across the 6th zone. This is crucial, but you can see people targeting him. That's Macwood and crew who shot that RPG right back up at them, and we'll see if they decide to take a layer. Bucky's the one with the RPG.
And I love this for them right now. So good. But here's Funk, though, in the low ground. Here's
Don't count out
Monster.
Reverse 2K and his team, by the way. They've got great chemistry.
In the running here. Nick's out of the game, though, so managed to kind of catch him on the rotate. And look, Ninja's got a shotgun ready. They need this impact frag. Remember, we talked about they were going to run out of material. We're looking at it happen and unfold right in front of our eyes. Only 10 mats now. He's going to have to jump into their enemy layers. And what are they going to do? What can he find? Yes, he's off by himself here. No team to kind of roll with. He just has to recycle through Colazzo's material. It's going to be a matter of, can he roll with his crew? Can they stick together to find something? Keys and Knight are on high ground, though. We're going to follow Ninja's story here. He needs this Elam right now. Ball, can he find a shotgun? He is. It's going to be on Blaze, but he needs to follow up. He whiffs too many shots. Whiffs around. Can he find one on Blaze?
Yeah, Ninja missed too many shots there, unfortunately.
So close, though. Look who's on high ball. It's Innocence.
We talked about Riverson taking height, but no, they've lost it. Innocence, Assault, and Scoped are the ones on high ground. 3 controller players now, and they have a minigun to boot as well. This is going to be devastating for the rest of the lobby. Macwood down as well.
Oh, he's got 600 light ammo, 900 AR.
Placement points get awarded just barely, though. Here's Commandment, Bizzle, Emad, also Shambles, also looking for finding the last player of Ninja Squad. It's Colazzo who goes down. Now Commandment, Bizzle, Emad, 1 elimination, 4 eliminations total for them. They're stuck on a low ground layer, and it's going to be very difficult. Meanwhile, Scope, Assaults, and Innocence up on high ground have
Reverse 2K's team's getting kills.
That's right. They have
in the
all
feed.
The ammunition in the kind of bucket, too, to rain down the fire. You see the drum gun here in Assault's inventory. So good for the situation right now. He's going to pressure Bugha on down. Sypher's trying to come up for height, but no, he's going to get turned and burned down as Avery here is trying to make a play for it. The minigun, though, being the difference maker here. The pressure.
Yeah, I can still see Reverse's team.
Weapons. Here's Assault jumping into the boxes. He's on the hunt now. They want the points. They're going to find Avery. And
yeah, Reverse's full team is alive on low ground, by the way.
He's going to feel the pressure of Innocence and crew. But no, the trio champs turn around and Count takes the fall damage there from the RPG.
It's pulling downhill as well.
Scope, who's by himself.
If they're still on low ground, they'll do fine.
Might be enough to throw the game for him. Can Sypher stay in the game ball? It's going down.
This is pure chaos. RPGs going on the height. People fall into their elimination from high ground, and Graska, Reverse 2K, and crew are the ones who take the high ground after all is said and done, because nobody else is left here to fight. 1 player up in the sky. It's typical Ranger. They find him.
There you go. I told you.
Flopper plays tried.
Reverse 2K and his team are on fire right now. They were dominating yesterday.
Reverse 2K, we followed Ninja for a while, but
not surprised at all by that.
Game number 1 of Ninja.
Well done, 2K.
Exciting fashion. That was pure chaos.
That's what Trios is all about. That's the difference between public and arena style games. You saw the fireworks really happening.
4 more games coming, guys, and I'm streaming this every week. Sub to the channel. Leave your thoughts in the comments.
Game, right? Scope, Assault, they were just going to run away with it. Couple RPGs later from Young Calculator, and all of a sudden it's a big mess up there.
Absolutely, and it looked for a second so good for Bucky, Calc, and Macwood to be able to take that high ground. They got the shot on Innocent, Scoped, and Assault were nowhere to be found. They were falling off the high ground trying to get something done, but at the end, it looked like everybody was ending up pressuring them because they fall off of height as well, not well connected, and that's going to be the end of that crew. And because of that, it's Reverse 2K and crew who end up being, I guess, the benefactor of all of that. So let's go ahead and take a look at the highlights of game number 1, and there was plenty of them to be had.
And this is the team to kind of look out for. You got to give some serious credits to Typical Gamer, Domo, and Sagis, all the way from Holly Hedges, making probably one of the furthest treks in that game to the save zone this time around, getting all the way up to second place, guys, at least via placement points. That's still big swings right there. Here's what I meant by the rockets that were coming out. Young Calc had one, Avery had one, Graska had one. It's all these rockets from all these different angles that really disrupted that high ground. And you can see the beautiful shots from Graska here as we're getting some just prime time highlights right now. And that's the final elimination. But I mean, fireworks, quite literally.
Codex, this is a custom tournament for big streamers, so we just get to watch it and talk about it. We can't play it ourselves.
That elimination at the end was pretty much, I guess, guaranteed.
This is 60 of the biggest Fortnite players.
There, but that is impressive. I mean, that vertical tracking is really hard to actually.
And I mean the ones in America and Canada.
That's true, and I mean, are we gonna be able to see the standings? Right, we'll be able to see kind of what's coming up there, but. From what I got, I think we're gonna be thrown to a short break right after every game here. So we'll be back shortly here in a couple minutes. Don't go anywhere, guys.
I'm looking at Reverse 2K's chat, they're saying Ninja's proud. Ninja was saying he treats Reverse 2K like his little brother earlier on. Game 2's coming up, folks. Stick around. Doing this every week. Sub to the channel. Join the Discord in the description. I'll be posting a ton of Fortnite content as well. Everything on this YouTube channel.
When I said short break, I meant it. It was only, a quick little back and forth right there. We're back with the Ninja Battles event. It's Monster D-Face, our good friend Balla TW. Balla, we just came off of a wind of exciting end gameplay right there. We're coming into game 2 soon now.
That we are, and I think the story, at least in terms of game theory and gameplay, is going to be how and when do you take high ground, because we saw multiple opportunities. Ninja started it off, and then Riverson and crew started after that, Scoped and Innocence after that, and then even Young Calc, Macwood, and crew end up contributing to all that, but there was no high ground at the end, and that might be one of the first games where I've seen basically nobody on high ground winning the game, or at least having a say on it.
That's a good call, right? There really was no high ground come that last zone. The rockets went flying, and all of a sudden, it was all decimated. There was nothing to be seen, clear as day. A team that got taken out early, though, Mega, Dubs, and Cease, at the rig.
Yes.
Now the question is, you have all this land to kind of claim up. Do you risk your game every single time trying to alpha the drop? I mean, that's Mega and Dub's homeland. Do they have what it takes to play some random area? Do they have a pivot plan? Is the question here.
Absolutely not. If I know Dubs and Mega, if I know them at all, they do not have any pivot plan. They are going to full send on the rig no matter what, because not only is it just their confidence.
Agreed.
And,
They're just gonna grief rig. They're not leaving.
One of the best spots in the world, but at the same time too,
0% chance they're leaving.
multiple Ninja Battles events ahead of them that they might be playing in, so that's a consideration as well for them. And so they're going to fight as hard as they can for the best spot possible for the rest of this, not just this tournament today, but also next week's and the weeks after.
I mean, I guess that's up to Cease, right? Cease, you like him as your duo. You're the team captain. You get to kind of, you know, pick and choose at his own leisure there. Yeah, but no, true, right? Like, they are the most dominant as far as the rig teams go that we knew of up to date on the NA East region. But I mean, that last game definitely didn't go in their favor. So we'll see if they can kind of step it up, bring it on.
Immediately taken out by Riverside. Looks like they had the better drops here in this case, and another player lost. Last time it was Dubs though, and Dubs is alive in this case. And you know the amount of speed and coordination that these two specifically have together, no matter what the circumstances are. Mega and Dubs against 3, it's a possibility, but Dubs has no shield yet, and Mega's still diving out the back.
Okay, unfortunately we lost internet there, but we're back now.
They have shield and weaponry, but they're right on top of them. They're not letting them go. They're hunting.
So welcome back, folks. We're doing a watch party.
That's right, and I mean, Dubs here.
If you got any comments, just drop them in the comments. Sorry about the connection loss. Couldn't do anything about it.
It's not going to be enough. He's probably going to get hunted out here as Mega tries to lay down some defensive shots. The big headshot, such a pace shifter for Mega now, no longer able to back up Dubs, who's left by himself. Dubs catches a sneaky shotgun shot though on Riverson. Can he defend himself here? I heard the big boy shotgun shot. It's not going to be enough. Knight finds him up above, and the shakedown begins. And that's going to be the information for them to hunt down Mega, who is now going to be a glowing red dot. If you've never shooken someone down, you can tell that it gives all the information away. He's by himself. It's a 3v1. He's going to get wrapped up for a second time in a row now.
Second time in a row, and they don't even get anything out of this at all. So Dubs, Mega, and crew now have to rethink, because don't forget, it is less than 6. It's 5 games. So even more when it comes down to these set lobbies, these custom lobbies, pressure game after game. So Riverside Keys and Knight, who were in second place.
Welcome back, everybody. We lost connection, but we're back. Connection stable again.
I want to ask a couple different questions along the maps that we've seen.
We'll be live streaming this every week. Sub to the channel.
Not Zexro,
like the video.
Bucky at Craggy Cliffs, and then
we'll make it as interactive as possible. Drop any questions in the chat.
Is Reverse in them, and I was looking at their split. Reverse landing by himself at the Craggy Cliffs Research, and I didn't see where Summer was. I didn't see where Grasco was, so maybe a terrifying split coming out of that trio. Ninja also moving out a little ways away from Dirty Docks, so another interesting split that's gaining more loot. This is important in trios to do. Look, no teammates, not even a single player nearby at all. Ninja has basically the Chapter 2 Junction for free to himself in addition to Dirty Docks.
Yeah, we saw in the previous game, this is why Bearded Blevins was able to, and Bonsai Bros was able to take out D-Roller. It's those super wide splits that you can get punished for time and time again. This time around, it's not going to be a factor for Ninja. As we said, there wasn't anyone nearby. We hear some shots, though. It's probably Reverse 2K who's got the heavy sniper off the agency unnamed location up above. And yes, he is firing inwards towards Macwood and Calc here. Just taking some pop shots. Not that it'll convert into much, but, you know, any small hit is a mini victory in the right direction, forcing players to...
Reverse is trained to get Storm Surge tags. That's why he's doing it.
Here.
Doesn't really need it in this though.
Cliffs, a named POI, we know, left kind of uncontested. Anyone can get some serious loot out of this, so it is important nonetheless. Just talking about that. Look at Macwood's loadout here, Bala. I mean, he's got the legendary burst rifle here, and extra shields to go too.
And don't forget, they did fight for this spot in week number 1 against Mixer's Ship and crew, and they're not here at all because of how much of a one-way fight that was, that first engagement in game number 1 last time. Reverse 2K took some shots at the second place team here down below, first versus second. He was still by himself, so I'm really curious now where the rest of his team is. Domo and Typical Gamer look like they have Holly Hedges a little bit by themselves. And you have to actually question where Zate, Saf, and crew were coming from, because knowing what I know about that team, they most likely were playing off of Sweaty Sands and looking to find themselves a little bit of an early couple elims by pushing the Holly Hedges. That's something we saw them doing last week. And there they are. They're already starting to come down off of Sweaty Sands, this time a little bit less fast. Looking at the yellow arrows around Frenzy Farms at the orchard right there, that's probably where Reverse 2K's team is. So they come off of that with plenty of.
Oh, you see there's a llama northeast of Reverse's team. They haven't spotted it.
That's the kind of awesome nature of only having 20 teams on the playing field here. We really get a great understanding.
Who's going to win this game, guys?
Where, especially with the color coordination on the map there. But
I called the last game correct.
Bizzle, Commandment. We know that Bizzle was landing some heavy sniper shots in the past. He loves to play with that suppressed sniper that you pick up from one of those unnamed agency locations. Connects with it in solo gameplay. Connects with it in trios here now today. That's the stuff we like to see.
That silent sniper this time, Monsters upgraded to heavy sniper out of Pleasant Park though this time, because they've switched it up. Bizzle and typical teammates of Commandment and Clicks have been dominating in the highest level of scrims, week after week, day after day, practicing. And because of their start, their power out of Pleasant Park, and their control over the mid game, God chest found here.
Well, that God chest basically couldn't have been any better.
This is it. This is the key for this team. It's these power weapons, not only heavy snipers, but sometimes you see when they have double RPG, you can basically say it's a lock for the game on that team. But we'll see. EMAD, obviously not necessarily the team that they're fully always playing with. Possibly some adjustments have to be made with the roles and how they play, because they're so clear cut for that trio.
And I mean, the RPG is the difference maker, especially sealing to deal with the heavy sniper. So we'll see some big plays coming out of them. The combo loadouts being built out here. So we're looking at Ninja trying to piece together his loadout. The minigun coming back to this squad here. So rotating late into the grotto now, trying to see what they can scavenge up behind from what was left behind.
Man, it's not bad.
The dirty dots.
Purple minigun.
Super spaced out from his team.
TRH, I've got no control over the stream. I can't switch to TG, unfortunately. We're just doing a viewing party.
A little destruction to the property here in the grotto right now. Now finding the med key is gonna pop it, and they're gonna be off to the safe zone soon. Colazo also has a minigun, by the way, so they have two big boy miniguns. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be very interesting for them to play into.
This is something you see about the grotto, is that oftentimes there's a lot of loot left because there's just too much to carry, even for a full trio. So definitely Ninja, Colazo, and Vivid paying attention to what Scoped, Innocence, and Assault are leaving there and picking it up. Also, oftentimes there's med kits, and then plus you get the gliding out of that air draft from the grotto, so plenty of space to catch up on. But look how far west this zone is. You can see people basing up already in Weeping Woods, so that kind of tells you that this is the center of what we're looking at in first and second zone.
That's right.
Once again, guys, we'll watch every single Ninja battles every single week. There's many more weeks of this. Subscribe to the channel. You can see it all here. You can discuss it in the chat.
Here's Chap,
we'll make it interactive.
Sneaking up on Benny Hogman and Sypher PK. They have that natural high ground.
There'll be loads of Fortnite content on this channel as well.
On Sypher, who's the most exposed. No, they miss just about every shot. Unfortunately, only landing one. It could have spelled disaster for them. But being that they don't find enough, they're going to continue to move on here. I heard the suppressed AR in that loadout as well, indicating that they probably crossed through the agency and or landing at the agency for that matter. But now they're on the heels of Sypher PK, Hogman, and Benny, who's doing the building for them. They do get to recycle here and rotate for free now. Everyone's looking to park up. Weeping Woods, weird territory to fight in.
Absolutely, there's just so many trees in the way. So much room for a lot of people to sneak up. Chap, AV, they're pushing. Hogman is the only player who's up here. They paid attention to how this team split on this house. Everybody else down below farming up. Hogman, the only player watching, playing lookout. And they're going to be able to take it. That forces Benny, Sypher, PK, and Hogman to go all the way down, not losing too much because this is only second zone, so not too much to worry about because they were just farming up anyways in this case and getting themselves space in this, but hoping to hold on to that high ground. Now, because they're down here, Chap, AV, and Edgy have no room to do this refarming. Everything they've invested is what they're going to be missing going forward.
It's kind of interesting, right? You talk about the kind of the influence that a fake base can have, setting up these big towers to keep players off you. You go for that height. If you don't get anything for it, now they're stuck idle up there, right? Not being able to refresh their material. We'll see how that's going to play a factor in their game. Here's Bearded Blevins, Bonsai, Bros, and Tutlar, who we knew, again, last game, Bonsai did manage to catch D-Roller off the bat here. Last time we were in this situation, there was about 18 teams left, and a lot of which were left missing a player or two. This time around, looking like everyone learned from their mistakes in the past, taking a bit of a slower approach in this second zone now. 50 seconds until it's revealed. Little dance off for the boys right there. And yeah, look at the collapse in the middle now happening here.
So interesting to see the amount of teams that you're normally used to seeing in competitive Fortnite at this point. Obviously around 70, 80 players. This time we're looking at the 5th zone amount of players, but nobody will end up falling throughout this entire time. Although Unknown, Kanata, and Creo are definitely one of those aggressive teams. They're going to push on to Bugha, Sypher, and Avery. This is going to be a full-out engagement on top of one of the mountains near Weeping Woods, right next to that zip line. They're going to chase Bugha down. They were trying to have this split base thing where Avery is up by himself. And Bugha and Sypher on different layers and different bases, and Unknown, Kanata, and Creo know exactly what the situation is. They're going to bully them right off and get themselves some position to their own.
And that was a little bit of split. Again, if you're away from your teammate, these players will capitalize on that. They'll try and isolate you, trap you, break you down there.
And at what cost is that for Unknown and crew? They didn't get anything out of that. Sure, they got the position for about 5 seconds before that zone move. So for them, it was more about trying to catch Bugha and Sypher off guard away from Avery and in that unfavorable engagement. But they don't care. Bugha, Avery, and Sypher, they're like, okay, take that space. Third zone's about to reveal. I'm just going to go ahead and leave. But they do end up getting Sypher beamed in the back. That's from Emad's hands. Bizzle and Commandment are in the back there, trying to rotate as well through Weeping Woods, at least towards the lodge. And we're seeing kind of a similar zone play out. This one is a little bit more western than what we saw in game number 1. But the same kind of crews are going to be based up in the same type of areas, which should have good influence. Reverse 2K, Summer are coming off of that east side. They kind of have to push a little bit further west in this case, so slightly different for them, but they're still just a-okay.
That's right, and I saw for a brief moment there Ninja, who's up on high ground, but wait a second, we have the aggressive Unknown army already starting up. More drama down here, more fighting happening in this game. It's typical gamer who's under pressure right now, who I believe has already lost his teammate, so this is not looking very good here as he gets singled out by Kanata and Creo right now on the low ground. Unknown's trying to find the better angle. He sees typical Ranger right there behind
Now
the
this
wall.
is a strong team fighting here.
Is he going to be able to pressure this here? They're looking for the angles. He's sitting in enemy builds. We jump over to Kanata's perspective now, who's, again, trying to hunt in, trying to find the proper angles. Just look at that. They're just pushing players back. No fear here. Replacing walls now. There, that's his wall. Here comes
Now
the
look at the concentration of teams down in the southwest corner here. This is the problem. So many teams here.
Causing a lot of commotion though. That's the focus that comes in. Other players are hearing this. So many players have to rotate south to north here.
There, finally, Kanata finds Audi, Jared, and the backside of this. They're still looking for another. They've got him in the box. Yes, the edit is through. Creo taking care of the low ground as well. They get the finish, but still more players to find. They actually don't get the finish. Jared is still alive somehow, and I think it's because of the pressure that you pointed out. Scoped, another team actually gonna get that. They're gonna go in a full box fight though. Assault on the backside of the Scope gets chunked a little bit. So the team who played so well in game number 1 now in a fight, a tussle against Unknown, Kanata, and Creo, but I think they've gotten what they want, an impact off of Jared. They get the loot there, and they get to go forward. Zone still hasn't revealed itself. Ninja's still alive and looking pretty good. He's got the heavy AR. Epic variation, a launch pad as well, and more materials than last time. And this is the key, the change that we saw again in game number 1. Even we keep seeing them engage in third zone, much like Unknown are doing. But this time it's different. This time they've got the entire loadout, they've got the kit, and they're sitting chilled out in somewhere good position in zone.
Definitely got to appreciate the kind of play style they're enforcing this time around. Play style that we know though is Unknown Army, who loves to take these mid-game fights. So you're seeing complete opposite approaches here in the game. Really key valuing elims in the mid-game. Not that they need them too much, but the more you throw, the more you're going to need to get back in these battles. Expending all of the
Who do you think's going to win, Chap?
bunch of the ammunition as
Let
well.
us know in the comments.
They really didn't get much back from that. Here they're setting up, looks like to be a launch pad, or trying to find typical Ranger who's up above. They are going to find them. Remember, he is by himself, as we said before.
I see Ewok just got a kill.
Here. That's it. Here comes the piece control from Unknown, grabbing the wall, creating somewhat of a choke point. Ranger trying to really fight his way out, climb his way out now. You can see the chaos in trios, though. Just all over the place. Ranger has no HP. Looks like other players are now firing in. There goes the sneaky shot from Kanata over the wall. It's going to be his take here now. That's a big come up for them.
That shot was
3
so well
points
timed.
now as they finally get to wrap up that fight and move on to the next zone.
Look how far away Scoped Assaults and Innocents have gotten to. Another one on the side here. This is Knight. They're on the south side of zone, but jockeying for position themselves. There is Storm Surge up, but probably won't be a key factor until 7th zone, as there's only one player who needs to go down for this one to go away. Heavy Sniper possible for Knight. They're looking for the possible drop down onto 72 hours. Tom and his crew, Mikey and Has the Greats. So much pressure coming in from all sides of the map. Nick A30, who is the recipient of that, is contributing against Creo, Unknown, and Kanata, and for good reason. Remember, this is the team that was fighting, and they draw attention to them because of how aggressive they are. This time, though, a little bit of high ground position. They have potential to get even more elims, but also really, really good position going to the 5th zone.
And something that we haven't touched on that's really contributing to this fight as well is the fact that they're in the Weeping Woods. All these trees are blocking lines of sight, making it that much more of a reason to take an isolated engagement where players can't see you and fire in. The elevation, the extra
So
trees.
many people on the
This
south
is
side
why
of the zone
players
here.
are stacked on top of one another.
Well,
We're
let's
seeing
look, there's
so
nobody.
much activity for a 4th
Nobody
zone.
in the north.
Half in, half out reveals itself. It's going southeast here now. Stretch, Zay, and Sap have to make a big play as Ship's putting pressure down here on the veterans. An Hour and D-Roller are looking to jump into this fight here. D-Roller with the RPG actually is the reason. We're hopping over to more perspectives. Ninja with high ground. Getting eyes on everyone here.
More importantly, you see the backside of the zone, the hill, clear as day. It's actually Nate Hill, Funk Bomb, and crew who have the high ground and good position way deep into this half in, half out, at least towards the backside of it, the dead side. So they should be able to maintain a good position. Nobody will ramp them from there. We'll see how this continues. Ninja looking down, D-Roller fires up an RPG. No, it sneaks
PG in zone.
The worst
Ninja just
outcome
took
from
an
that,
RPG.
Not able to hold that wall. Unfortunately, a nice heavy snipe to maybe sneak that in, but we're never sure. Vivid, though, responding quickly onto Ship as he takes him down basically to 1 HP. Ninja's going to be able to get right back into it because of the good loot that they have, but no white health, it looks like. So he's got to find himself a siphon elimination to get this back up.
Ship and crew went from fighting Zay and Saf now to taking on Ninja, Colazo, and Vivid here in another base-to-base box, and all of a sudden Owl's under pressure here. You're seeing what happens when you push up on a team and get too close. You do and can get punished for it. Ninja manages to hold his ground here now as the zone is revealing itself soon. 10 seconds until the next full moving happens. We're in that end game here, guys. Game number 2.
So Ramen thinks TG's winning.
Ninja burning excess
Anybody got any
material.
other suggestions? Who's going to win this game?
As well. They're trying to reposition here, Ball. They're trying to find themselves some safety right now. And look, the shots are coming in from the right, and lucky for them, they do have that Banished Bazooka to bounce back now. Things are seeming to settle here as the RPGs are still coming into that cluster.
There we go, though. We get the over wide shots, and it's going back up in the northwest. Perfect for Nate Hill, Funk Bomb, and Bully, who not only have that high ground, but they have the grappler too. If they need to hang on to it, definitely going to be able to maintain for good position. Bucky, Macwood, and crew not even opting to fight at all. Calculator is down, so this team has no say at all. There's Unknown Kanata, they're gonna launch pad. Bully looking for it on the Creo, can't find it. Just barely. Bizzle, Commandment, and Emad. Remember, they have that double RPG. They could be a big threat. Nice shots from Bully. Yes, Riversun goes down, and he's out. Jock and Acorn still in this as well. More launch pads still coming through, and another one from Bully.
This is huge, and this time around, the Storm Surge is an actual threat, guys. You need to get down to 30 players alive, so this is a big issue right now with 44 in the lobby.
Watch out for RS3K's team again, by the way.
That he need the mythic assault rifle really
definitely strong
factor here now. The space spread out here as Funk is already ahead of the zone with Nate Hill now, all parked up. Bully sitting behind to see what he can find, what he can see lingering on the back half. Domo in the zone now with Soggies. They're trying to figure it out, how to get to the safety here. Macwood's by himself though. Can he squeeze out some points the way Typical Gamer did in the previous run? That's going to be the question now as we jump back to high ground with the team that had it last time coming into fifth zone. It was Bully, Funk, and Nate Hill.
It is. It looks like just former Ninja teammates are dominating today in Ninja Battles Week 2. We're in the end game now, and they're starting to show off a lot of pressure on the different teams, but you can see Commandment and Emad definitely looking forward. Here's the second round of launch pads for Bully to just take complete control. Attempt number 2.
So Reverse has a full team alive on low ground.
All the way. And you can see the Storm Surge now active.
Ninja just
Everybody
died.
is below. Take a lot of damage from this coming straight down. Bully's gonna be able to continue to target and pressure the people who are gonna fight for high, and it really looks like nobody's interested in it at all because of this split tarp situation for Nate Hill, Bully, and Funk Bomb. They look in prime position to take this game right now because there's nobody pressuring back.
Any last call, chat? Type in the chat who's going to win.
Bolt coming down as Zeus was angered himself, throwing him down onto the lobby. Things are starting to lighten up now as players are getting taken out. There goes Benny out of the lobby here now. Macwood trying to find himself an opportunity here. Fight going on underneath him. Pay attention to that Elim feed as things are popping off here. Acorn, Ewok, and Sap all fall now, and things are starting to approach our final moments now. Zone 8, look at the spread right here. It's Bully still putting down so much pressure. 3 Elims, he's connecting, but he needs more conversion.
Reverse is down, but his teammates are alive.
That he does. Macwood down on low ground right now by himself. He's gonna try to find more. Remember, he's clutching up for his team. Doesn't even shoot at Ship. There was a potential Elim there, but more importantly, he doesn't want to find anybody. End up going down. Bully's still up on high ground. Nobody's still contesting them, but they're starting to run out. Macwood finds one on Satan. That's more materials for him to work with, but he's stuck down below. As now we got ninth zone revealed, but it's going back down this mountain, so he's got room to work with. He's gonna come down right onto Ship, I believe, right in the way, and now finally somebody pressuring against Nate Hill and crew, but they're holding on for now. Graska's still up.
Nate Hill's crew are controlling this right now.
Okay, though, not anywhere to be found. There's Glace, who I believe is Nick A30's teammate, and now it looks like a bunch of solos versus the full squad of Nate Hill, Funk Bomb, and Bully.
And this is the chaos. This is the closeout, the final moments right now. What
this is
Graska
Reverse's
gonna do?
teammate.
He's by himself as well here as Funk finds Bizzle. So out Bizzle goes this game now. Graska
Nate Hill's team shouldn't choke this.
Nate Hill has the high ground. They have the grappler as well, so there's no way they're going to lose it at this point. There goes the refresher now. The medium bullets in the inventory. It's the victory lap. Bully jumps into the fray now, though, in the low ground, as he is down there trying to see what he can squeeze away from this game. Really getting into the mix now, Balla. Few players left. One guy left. It's 3v the last crew, D-Roller. And that's it right here, Ball. These are the final hits. It's Ship who's gonna fall. Can they find D-Roller? D-Roller's in the
Oh yeah, Ramen, I agree. Nate Hill, when his teams get going well, ridiculous. He's a great leader.
Maker, still fighting his way through the zone, but no, Funk and Nate managed to close out in the end.
Wow, and that is a number of eliminations.
3 more games, guys. Sub to the channel. Every week we'll be doing this.
In terms of the high round play there, Nate Hill, Funk Bomb, and crew, they maintain for that entire time from 5th to 6th to 7th, all the way down to 9th to maintain that lead and take the game. And I have to point it out again, former Ninja teammates here in Ninja Battles taking the first 2 wins. It's Nate Hill and Funk Bomb this time.
That's what I was going to say, right? All of a sudden, you see Reverse up there in game 1. Now we're seeing Nate Hill, Funk kind of coming out on top. Well played to them. Quite a chaotic endgame. And like you said, a complete coin flip from game 1. They actually managed to hold high ground this time around all the way through to the end.
I also have to point out Graska clutching up 3rd there without his teammates of Reverse 2K and Summer this time. 3rd place for him by himself and winning that last game. Remember, that will put them probably in contention for first, but I'm sure the eliminations were missing this time. Let's take a look at the moments from that last game because there was plenty to digest. First of all, Dubs, Mega, and crew losing this fight at the rig once again.
That's right, they get taken out nice and early. You're looking at some other mid-game highlights, big key factors of point swings right here as Kanata finds one. This is a big overhead shot of how many players were kind of stacked on top of one another. This was a kind of deciding moment right here as Bully did find the high ground with Funk and Nate Hill, and they were so spaced out at this moment too. I think that was the difference. They had that canvas, that kind of blanket thrown over the field.
I don't remember that from Korea. That was disgusting there. Oh my goodness, Graska to Glaze to continue up in that game. That's how we clutched up, and we saw the eliminations. There's at least 3 for them. So probably still in it. There's the final moments from Funk Bomb and Nate Hill cleaning up the last member, Chap, who got second place there, and they were there in terms of points. They weren't all the way at the back, but guys, we got game 3 coming up next. Stay with us here for Ninja Battles week number 2.
That's a good question, Sizzle. I reckon one of the 2 teams who won the first games is going to come first this week. So either Reverse 2K's team or Nate Hill's team. Nate Hill's team has Sky's assault rifle and the grapple. Reverse 2K's team just has incredible chemistry right now. Stick around, guys. We're doing this every week, every Thursday. Sub to the channel. 3 more games left of this tonight. There'll be frequent Fortnite content on this channel as well.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you use those moments to fuel up and gather those resources because we are back. It's Monster D-Face, Balla TW here for the Ninja Battles event. We just watched the conclusion, Balla, of game number 2. That was exciting Fortnite to watch.
Yes, it was. And you know what's exciting for me here today? It's a complete reversal in my mind of who I thought would be at the top of this. Oh my goodness, Graska Reverse 2K and Summer dominating so far, and then Nate Hill and Funk Bomb getting game number 2. They played well in game number 1, and from their performance last week, which was maybe a little bit more lackluster, we see them again at the top of everything, and maybe Reverse 2K after his tweet is getting a little fired up and ready for this because we just have some awesome names at the top.
Hey man, it's always good to see the veterans, right? From the earliest days of Fortnite competition coming up, schooling the kids here on the Ninja Battles Day kind of event, right? This is looking like some good old competition. I'm fired up to see what happens next. With that being said though, we got to give some props to D-Roller, newcomer, talking about being able to hang with the Wolves here now, coming up in second that time around. And we saw his team popping off in the feed mixer ship, D-Roller. They were there together as a crew running through. We're going to see how that all translates now to the leaderboard. This is the exciting part. Balla, they're in 3rd place now, but first, it's Nate Hill, Bully, and Funk Bomb.
Yeah, so just to clarify, this is game 2 results and not necessarily overall. So this is what happened in that last game. Nate Hill Bully, 18 points. That will push them way up on top of what they already have. But I'm looking for Graska and crew. 6th place, they got 3rd in that game. Only 9 points, though, accrued for them. So not too far in terms of where they're going to go. I think they had 18 to start things off. Let's look at the second page of game 2 results. Again, C-Stubs Mega, 0 points. A donut for them in 2 games right now, and certainly surprising.
That's right, and you're 11 through 15, just kind of staying consistent, chipping away ever so slowly. It's still pretty good to be able to get something. Here's your overarching leaderboard now, the standings themselves. First place, Reverse.
I'm not sure those kills are right, by the way, guys. I don't think Reverse only got 2 kills.
18 points, Nate Hill Bully and Funk Bomb.
Nate, they're 3rd right now. I mean, that's ridiculous. They got 5 points in the other game. Let's take a look at the rest of this too to get the full standings. And I love this look, by the way. We're going to see game after game, everything unfolding. Emad Bizzle Commandment consistent, 9 points and 10 points, 19 total, 6th place right now. And then right under them is Ship, Roller, and Owl, who you were mentioning before this. They got 6 points in game number 1, now 12 to put them at 18. And with that continuous rise, it could be them at the top when everything is said and done.
Here's your next page now. Scope the Salts and Innocence kind of hanging in there. Their game 2 not looking too strong, but someone who did have a pretty decent game 2 is Ewok, Acorn, and Jack, managing to scrape up 7 points, as did Stretch, Zay, and Saf, right? You can't count them out, and this is what we mean. They're going to find their frags if you could just let them get their ball rolling. That's going to be scary to see. I think the most exciting so far, though, is the fact that Bizzle, Commandment, and Emad just staying consistent. This is why they managed to pull a second last time around, right? Being in that top 3 all the way through to the end of the competition.
Or at least that mix of players getting over there. They're potentially going to continue to rise up, but with their score, I'd expect them to be higher than the 7th place that they're at. Regardless, that's the leaderboards. That's where we stand going into game 3. Now, definitely some things to think about. And for me, it's about Graska, Reverse 2K, and crew. I want to see how they actually unfold their entire game plan, because they clearly have a lot of ground to work with and then also getting a lot of good position. That time, I don't know where they ended up. And last time, it looks like they're kind of having a low ground play style in endgame, not really going for these high ground fights. They're not launching on top of height like you see some other teams doing. This team looks to be having a fairly good game plan, just staying down
they'll
low,
definitely launch on height if
key
they can.
and winning the game.
They were doing it all the time in scrims yesterday.
I mean, it was a good call not to go to height in that last game, because that mythic rifle in Bully's hands was connecting every single time.
Yes.
They really had the momentum in their favor. And let's talk about the early game from Reverse. They're so spread out. We didn't even get to see where their team's landing in full, right? The bigger picture here is that they're somewhat engaging onto craggy cliffs, just a little bit, chipping away at our 2nd place team, Calc, Bucky, right? Sitting down below.
That's huge, and I think they know that. I think they know the standings. I think they know how everything is unfolding, and they're going to definitely take some shots down on the craggy, because that could affect them going forward. You remember their strat, right, is to get those barrels in craggy cliffs right off the start. That's definitely something you see out of the top craggy teams multiple times, but when you get tagged after that stage, you have to spend the heals that entire sequence is meant to hold on to. So that definitely could have an effect on Macwood, Calc, and Bucky in this case. And sitting at 2nd place right now, that's definitely the team that they need to stop.
That's right. And I mean, things are heating up, guys. If you're just tuning in, we're approaching into game 3 soon. You guys are at the halfway mark. There's only 5 games. Let's talk about what's on the line here. It's $80,000 every single weekend. So these are some big kind of tournament prizings to add up to that bio. We know how much ego these players hold to their earnings. This is where you make it. That Fortnite competitive. Hey, man, it proves your worth, right?
Absolutely, I guess, in a sense, but also inflates the egos a little bit too much for some of these guys. We definitely got a taste of that last week. But regardless, I mean, game 3, we got 3 more to go. Looking forward, again, we talked about that rig fight, and I think at this point, if this is
there's a subtle reference from Baller there to the fact that Zexro
really
swore at the end of the stream after winning.
Is it really having an impact on the rest of this? Obviously, Riverson and crew made it out of game 1 with a good lead on everybody, but not necessarily pushing their way up even further from this. I have to wonder, where is basically the focus here to determine the important factors going into game 3?
And that's the crazy part, right? There's so many more options when it comes down to that swamp area. There's so much.
The lobby's loading, folks.
Down there. You don't have to take
next game starting any second.
I think the pride is there already, though. They lost twice. They probably are going to want to prove themselves, like you said last game, kind of coming all in. We're going to see if they're going to decide to stick together and hound it out there at the rig. It's Cease, Mega, and like you said, Dubs there, who are having the struggle of the lifetime right now in the early game. That's the question. That's the story. We know that Zay and Sap, once they get their ball rolling, they're looking pretty good with Stretch here now. They made some points in the last game. We're jumping into the next game, though, guys. Game number 3, the middle of the competition, the middle of the pack here at the Ninja Battles events, week number 2. Things are kicking off, Balla. Let's get it.
And it's a similar type of bust as last time, so we'll see exactly if Dubs, Mega, and C's could affect that a little bit. And there we could see reverse.
So those
2K
yellow
at that craggy cliff spot
yellow
again,
triangles was
briefly on
reverse
the map,
2K's
just
team.
We have that prior knowledge, and this is where we saw D-Roller and Owl play. There it is again. Reverse taking these shots to affect the second place team up from that research center. His team down at Orchard, south of him. Here's Nate Hill, Bully, and crew who stand tall in third place with their performance last time, and the win from them.
So they've alphaed
Shark and Frey
so he's going to loot the islands as well.
For them to do really well off of this. And looking here, is there, yes, a contest. It's Dubs, Mega, and then back at it again. Full 50-50 in the box. He's stuck by himself. Mega with the pickaxe, and he actually comes out on top of that. More pickaxing going in. Dubs by himself. Keys stuck behind. Yes, Dubs connects. He's solo. HP pops 1. Gets the siphon on the riverside, and he's basically mad. Wow. He's infuriated. He says, enough of this. Mega, you come with the pickaxe. I'll get the shotgun and clean
those guys
up.
will not give up.
Dubs, 2 eliminations.
You will not take the rig.
Pawn, definitely want to throw that out there. And now they've got the rig, and they possibly could get rolling.
That's right. This is their game, and we talked about were they going to put pride aside? No, they're not. They're holding it to the chest here. They managed to win the rig this time.
If you've ever seen Dubs and Mega tweet about the rig, there is a 0% chance they're going to give that up.
Finally get to see what they can do. This is a scary trio. We'll see if they were defeated mentality-wise, or can they bounce back in this competition.
Well, Ninja has a giant stretch. He's covering so much ground.
This is that widespread that we spoke about. We
you know it would be super easy for Grotto just to fly up and land there.
Spacing out his territory, landing at the island. Over here, just outside the grotto. This is a nice little getaway retreat for some good loot. See the flopper already in the inventory. The lucky pickup, too, for the harpoon. So that's going to be a big factor in the speed of which is going to be able to rotate.
Absolutely. You talk about the harpoon, for sure. Going to have an impact here at the lake house, but also
early predictions, chat. Who's winning this game?
Not much floor loot at this spot. I mean, for one player, definitely.
Hi, big time clips. Top right hand corner, you can type that in. Mixer.com/ninja. You can click it in the description to watch the original live stream.
Low HP,
the original live stream is live on Ninja's channel. Just click the link in my description or type it in from the top right corner of this video.
No matter what, they've got the vault open, and don't forget, this is key to see what they leave here in the vaults. Probably not any weapons, no launch pad,
no problem, mate.
But what they will leave is certainly more shield that they can carry, because the grotto is ridiculous. Look how many of those agency chests there are. There's 4 in this vault, and that is too much for 3 people to handle.
That's the same exact reason we saw Ninja in this company.
I'll be streaming this whole event, so you watch it on the original channel, watch it here.
Be able to kind of
up to you guys. If you want to support Ninja, by all means, go for it.
Remember, Ninja is just outside the grotto. Here's a look at that Pleasant Park. Initially, I thought Bugha was playing somewhere towards the center, like his solo drop, but Balla was right on the money. He said Pleasant Park. That's why he has that heavy sniper.
He's pulled a gold scar from a normal chest.
Scary with a sniper shot too, managing to connect.
And the purple pump.
Look at this. What a huge find right now. Great tap to purple pump. That's the upgrade you know and you love to see.
And here it is after all the early game fights have elapsed. Reverse 2K still taking shots at that craggy.
So this is Reverse 2K's team. This is Young Cog's team. Here's Ninja's team.
Chap and AV in the center of the map.
Here's Nate Hill's team.
Looks to be getting farmed up.
There's Mega and Dubs. It's gone now.
Nobody going to engage for quite some time now, and we get the wide shot of Craggy Cliffs. See if Reverse can pull any damage off, but I think Macwood, Bucky, and Cock have made the adjustments that they need to block that line of sight from Reverse 2K and basically make this so that they don't get any damage done too much on them. But he's exposed for a second there. Reverse almost takes a shot on him, but I think a little too far for it really to matter much. Although staying by himself for this long up here could be really
Yeah,
bad
anybody
if
noticed the
reverse- I
visual
mean, if
bug in the
Mac would
bottom right
cock and
corner
buggy,
here?
get a little angry.
One of these
We've known them
triangles
to push
was a different
teams
color.
in the early game stages. We've known them to be aggressive, but I think at this point, they're playing close to the chest, trying to hold on to that second place. He's got the heavy sniper though now. Macwood in the sights. If he jumps is usually when he's going to take that shot, but no, he's behind the tree. Now he backs off. He's going to go meet up with his teammates.
I mean, if Reverse keeps it up, I wouldn't be surprised if they 3-man land on him with a pickaxe just to give him a little slap on the wrist. How long he's been trying to hold him out here. But so far, so good. Now finding a launch pad, a second one here to add to the inventory. Seems
Yeah,
like
Craggy is the risk landing up
is
there.
really playing its part.
Oh no.
Talked about that.
They pushed
found
him
the
once
drop
last
right
night.
here, but Ninja's by himself. That's going to be the key indicator. He knows there's a team up above him. Look, he's building right now. Don't worry though. Vivid and Colosso have the angles. They can see up.
He just burned a
one of
pad.
those two launch pads. So lucky for him though to be able to get away. That was a scary spot to be in.
Probably worth
Yeah,
it.
but they're not going to let them go, Monster. Look at the split that they've got right now. 2 players on the mountain, and then he even gets up on the zip line. I'm not sure who that is, but this is the first time that zone has favored the west side of or the east side of the map.
Guys, do you really
So
think it's
Scope,
smart
Innocence, and Assault
to
coming out of the
push
grotto
push
this time. They're
Ninja
not
off spawn
leaving
in his
anything.
own tournament?
They might actually fully
Do you not think
engage
do you
here
not
on
think
Ninja,
they'll just
Vivid,
piss him
and
off?
Colosso in the early game. This is not something I expected at all.
It's very much possible right now, but are they going to give up this high ground to really get
Ninja
into
could
the
literally
fight?
just ban all these players
We'll
from the
see if they're just
next week's
watching
tournament if he wanted to.
close
I don't
attention
think this
to
is
the
smart.
positioning of all the players. I think at this point they got it all gathered here, seeing the fresh builds from Ninja now. They know what the spread looks like. You see that lurker player off to the side. Remember, it's Assault, Innocence, and Scoped, all of which can lay down the serious beams. The spread on the mountain looks like the pinch is kind of coming in. We're seeing some arrows, some movement coming down the beach right now. I think they're poising up to take this fight here. Look, Bala, they're getting closer and closer now into the docks. This is a surprise situation, surprise happening right now.
It could, man. It could, because they've actually given up any vantage that they can to see this coming forward. Yes, there's a player in the backside, but Scoped is sneaking up. He might be able to get onto the left side.
Yeah,
of
they're
this box,
literally
even some
they're
high
boxing
ground
them in right
to
now.
beam them from the side. Assault on the backside. Here's a heavy snipe. Scoped does not hit on the Vivid, but Vivid now stuck by himself. There's a shot from the left side. Colosso beams down Scope. Ninja also firing right back, a little revenge for the shots down on the Vivid, and he gets right in the fray too. A full-on 3v3 in the early game here, Monster. This is not something we were supposed to see. Ninja is the recipient of it, a push by Scoped, Assault, and Innocence.
So this is
It's crazy
teenage
because the
Fortnite
gameplay
egos
changes
right here.
From game 1 and game 2, from
This
week
is all it
1,
is.
was that Ninja and crew were not trying to be aggressive in these early games. That was what was throwing their runs before. But Assault, Scoped, and Innocence are not letting this one go. They really want this fight right now. Here in the dirty docks, the minigun coming out from high ground. The shots in exchange though going in Ninja's team's favor. Colosso
Ninja's
found
doing
the
good
first
damage
set.
here.
Ninja finds the second set, but Vivid has to heal. He's isolated now inside of the cone himself, and yeah, he finds it. Assault's gonna take out Vivid now, and it's a 2v3.
Yeah, I think Ninja's
It's
team's gonna
not
be cleared
looking good
here.
for Ninja's crew. Innocence is getting pressured here. Can he?
Ninja
drop him off
Ninja
the
needs
height?
to
He
clutch.
has to do something
Ninja
now.
and Colosso need a
It's gonna be
clutch.
all over. They're all isolated by themselves, singled out. Is what you want.
Yeah, Colosso's
No,
trapped.
There's Colosso fighting, fending for himself here. Bala. Ninja's trying to get to the other side. Still doesn't have the high ground though.
Colosso, the one controller player on this
Ninja
team,
needs to
trying
push
fend
in.
off some of the
Nah.
best in the world. Scoped and Assault.
Okay, he needs to
And Innocence.
he
The
needs to
three-way
somehow back
pinch
out
is
now.
Done for. Ninja
He's
now has
dead.
to try to book it, but I don't think they're gonna let him leave. I think that Ninja has three
Oh, you think
angry
he can boat
controller
away?
players making their ways. He gets the boat though, but you know what happens in this situation, even from range. Although he blocks the line of sight quite quickly, not even okay. One shield tag done, and now he's making his way.
Okay,
towards the
so
mouth of
next
the
he needs
the
Grotto.
Ran, but
No,
definitely has
no.
none of those cards. I
Wait,
think he's
why have
done.
they
I think
switched
he's
out?
Escaped. Meanwhile, on other sides of the map, a lot still unfolding. Nate Hill, Bully, and Funk trying to
I don't know
make
why
their
they'd switch out with
rotation as
that.
Well, Risky Reels is where they're at. They have to go all the way east over towards where we just saw, basically, because Zone was
Keep
still
an eye on
there.
this kill feed, guys, up here in the corner, if you want to know if Ninja died.
Posting up outside of Risky Reels, but they steer wide and clear from them.
You can see the wide shot now as players are rotating here. The next zone revealing itself, guys. It's time to get a move on it if you want to start beating the clock here. Let's look at the map. Everyone's kind of moving across. You see Acorn, Jack, and Ewok caught between the two teams. Nate Hill, Funk on the back half as well. They're just trying their best. The wide shot of the map is going to show you guys where exactly the zone is pulling towards. It's, again, favoring that west side. Remember, those purple arrows at the docks is the controller trio. Innocent, Scoped, and Assault, who now own it to themselves. I think Ninja retreated to the islands, and I saw more arrows on top of him, so I'm not sure if it's looking too good for him right now.
I didn't see him at the grotto. I didn't see where he went from that. You might be right in terms of the islands. We'll have to see. Funk, Nate Hill, and crew, they've got themselves a nice white line around the side, the north side of this map to get over towards Dead Side, but don't forget who they're going to meet on that side if they continue down this path up north. They'll end up running into Scoped, Assault, and Innocence, which definitely could be huge. They're going to make their way through the farm, a safe rotation path, and then possibly combined with the river, they can continue up north. The zone is moving though, so they get a little bit restricted up there. Sap, Stretch, and Zayt on a rotate as well. Edgy right in front of Zayt, and he's definitely going to try to get some tags as they go under this bridge. Edgy, Chap following the river as well, so should be okay. There's a heavy snipe, misses from Saf. Where else? By the way, I saw reverse pick up an Inlim. That means they continue to push their way up and possibly maintain that lead that they have in first place.
Wait a second there, though. I saw Ewok fall to a big shot from Stretch, so this is going to be the engagement happening here. The revive does happen, though, so Ewok gets picked up. She's not down, so at least it's a three-man.
I don't believe reverse actually got that kill, by the way, chat.
Now the only healthy ones on the team. Here comes Zayt trying to get a piece. He's going to get hit from the side here. Acorn finds a cheeky and sneaky shot. Good piece control here from Zayt as he grabs the floorboard now, trying to jump into the builds. And no, Ewok's going to get taken out. As the engagement was a success, they find her weak and alone outside of the barn there. What a big fight for them. And that's what happens when you're in the middle of the pack.
Now just left Acorn and Jack, a very proficient duo against possibly one of the better trios up in this right now. They seem definitely aggressive. They'll back up to the metal base that they already had, and that might be the cue for Zayt, Saf, and Stretch.
I'll be doing these watch parties every week, guys.
Looks like he's by himself. I'm wondering if Chap and AV,
there's at least 4 more weeks of them.
There, I believe.
It's up to the channel if you want to watch them every Thursday.
Not sure. They're continuing this though. On to Acorn and Jack, not letting it go. Stretch and trying to get Saf out of the box. They get the pinch on him. Yes, Acorn, huge damage on the Zayt. No, Saf. And now stuck in the metal box. They slow things down. Saf is solo. There's the floppers. They're gonna get right back up.
He was
fighting space, but
genuinely on 1 HP.
That's right, and the players taking shots in is Edgy's crew who came from the outer zone. You can see AV and Chap pulling the revive from the zone, so it's all kinds of action happening here. As Stretch gets taken out, Zayt doesn't have much left, goes for the 50-50 and doesn't win to Acorn. And this is what we meant, a proficient duo turning things around as a 2-man crew right now. Saf is gonna have to jump in, he catches Jack. And now it's Acorn versus Saf, and Acorn wins that one as well. The big clutch with 18 HP. Edgy and crew are now coming in trying to wrap this up. I don't think he's gonna have enough to survive. But man, oh man, Acorn pulls something crazy right here. And they're hunting right now. And this is the Elim they needed because they just pulled.
Chat, I'm gonna see if Ninja's alive. I'm gonna check Colazzo's stream.
Or AV from the grave.
Doing it on another monitor. I'll let you guys know.
Back in the game like it never left.
Man, that was something special though from Acorn and Jack to close out Stretch, Saf, and Zayt. And it even went down to the wire there. The final shots from Saf looked like they were going to be really good, but Jack shoots a little bit faster. Now, Chap AV Edgy.
So he's alive, but Colazzo's on delay, so I'm not certain.
The wire. They're like, yep, free. This is an easy elimination. They get all the loot from that too, although maybe not the time to actually take huge advantage of it. Looking now to Avery, Bugha, and Sypher on the backside of the zone. It's moved off of the dirty dock, so Scoped, Innocence, and crew have had to move off too. They're going to be able to use this. Go up, but you've got to be careful. When you're up in the sky, definitely could get shot, as we saw Bully do massively from high ground in that last game. They're going to get right outside his zone, not opt to go too far in because there's a high ground opportunity for free here on the side of this one. Looking to see, is there any loot here? Is there anything available?
So I was marking Ninja there.
Is there
You can see him up here.
Around?
Here he is.
Creo Kanata
has to be Ninja on his own.
Way all the way down to the south side of this mountain, so making a bit of an adventure for them. They're on the mountain, though, moving down.
And these shots are so crucial, guys. You saw the impact of the storm surge in the previous game. You didn't think you'd see it because of the lighter population, but as these zones start to approach, players start to park up, really situate here. Heavy snipes being exchanged from both parties now. Back and forth. Here's Mega and Dubs. Cease, as we said, we want to see them get turned online. And no, Creo, Unknown, and Kanata coming so late into the zone from an awkward angle off the mountain now are pinched between the fire range of the two teams that were just outside of the storm here, Balla. They're going toe-to-toe right now. The Brutus minigun from the distance is going to find Creo here. Sneaking in shots. Unknown's by himself. This is not looking good for him at all. What can you do as the shots come in? He scrambles for the builds here, and it's just a matter of time before he's going to run out. Here it is. 800 ammunition, light ammo. He's basically bringing the loot to them. Little delivery here. They lost him, though, for a second underneath the building.
Shouldn't be too bad for them. Obviously, they wanted it, but they're not going to go off of their high ground just to find one player, especially possibly knowing who it is after they got those eliminations. Bugha and Avery, they're making their way across, and look who's on high ground. It's Has a great 72 hours, and Mikey in a good position too on the side of zone, so potential there for them. That's huge, and they've been trying game after game, but not necessarily finding the fortune to end up with the zones to make it all count. Calculator directly underneath them, Macwood and Bucky with them as well, and their loadout looking very healthy. At least two. Ninja alive directly underneath them, by the way.
If you look up here, folks, we've got nearly 15,000 viewers on Mixer, which has less viewers, while there's a PS5 launch event going on. I think that's pretty good, guys.
Looking very good in this case. Possible clutch here from Ninja to bring them up from 15th
Your
place.
Jaws, welcome in from TG.
Unfortunately, they had that.
I hope it's going well for
engagement against
TG.
Innocence and Assault, who still look very, very good, right above Mega, Cease, and Dubs, who were in 0 points before this. We'll see. We'll see.
You see the pressure coming in to Bugha and Sypher as they are trying to park up underneath. Sypher's going to find Unknown on the back.
Sub to the channel, guys. Loads of Fortnite content. You'll get this live every Thursday.
Scramble inwards.
You can interact, ask questions, leave any comments. Tell us who's going to win, folks.
That's why he's able to stay alive here now. This is looking like a big game right now. They're parked up. This could be a huge refresher for them if they can grab all the gear down below.
Yeah, plenty of TG fans in here.
Still alive. Now we have 3 trios on top of one.
As you'd expect for someone who's got nearly 10 million subs.
Huge trios too. Where did zone goes? The question looks like it's not where 72 hours Mikey has a great word, because you see Ship already make his rotation down that hill. Not many other players doing much. It looks like it's actually Jared and crew who are the only players in zone. Yeah, they'll have to move off a little bit. They're looking to hold as well. As the great possible shots on the scope to Assault and Innocence. And you mentioned it for a second there. In game number 1, Assault, Innocence, and Scope had the high ground.
Well, I think I saw Ninjas next to reverse there.
Aggressive and ending up getting knocked off. Nate Hill still up in this one. Dubs, Megan, Cease, their first attempts and first say at endgame. They have to move a long way, and they're trying not to spend.
Chat, who's winning this game? Type in chat, who's winning?
We'll see if that ends up backfiring, though, as this is going to be an important zone. They're going to find Ninja down here by himself. It's Ship and Roller who actually send in the heavy sniper shot. Is that going to be the signal, though, as the shots are coming in now? Dubs, Mega pushing all the way through with Cease here through enemy builds, really bullying their way all the way across right now. Not even expending a lot of mats because they're recycling. It's also up for high ground. They're playing for height now, Balla. Dubs is under some serious pressure. The lobby's not letting it happen. Not at all. Not for free.
No, they're not, but I think Cease is up there. Yes, he's taking it over. Scoped, Innocence, and crew. Meanwhile, though, and it has the grade up on high ground. Nice beams from Cease. He's going to make him fall and definitely potentially cap off of that. But for now, more. There's a minigun in tow as well. More shots from Cease. Mega also combining. Looks like they've won the fight so far.
So I believe there's points total that you were seeing on Cease's screen. I think that's his arena points.
They're in mid-ground. Graska's still alive. Ninja did finally just go down to Edgy, so his run over, and he's not going to be able to get too much more. There's Bizzle fighting from below, actually taken out. Has the great, possibly a snipe. Here it is again, continuing to go north, and Cease and crew have gotten. I believe they're going to try to maintain, but no, look in the background. Bizzle, Emad, Commandment, they're fighting a little bit to get that loot off of the player that they took out.
This is game 3 of 5. Plenty more to come. 4 more weeks as well.
High ground in the future zones.
All live on this channel for the watch party.
Now. In comes the Rockets here.
Click the link in the description for the original stream.
Up against the zone, his whole entire team. They're trying to find their way through this low ground.
Go send Ninja some love.
Place to be, not at all right now. They're gonna have to burn this launch pad sooner rather than later, or face the iron price now. Here comes the rotate all the way across. The launch pads are out. Who's going to be able to claim the throne of heights? It's Bizzle, who's going to be landed on by Cease and Dubs and Mega. They don't want to give this away. They know that they need a big swing back if they want to stay in this game. They had 0 points coming in, Bala.
These teams are burning so many mats.
On the threshold, on the leaderboard here. You can see Storm Surge
goes down.
A little bit of a factor.
Bucky picks up one. Macwood is actually the player who gets up. Sypher's still in this as well, though. Macwood, Bucky, where is his teammates? I don't even think
Reverse 2K's full team is still alive, by the way, folks.
Meanwhile, Edgy and AV are looking at front. They're going to crank right up, and this is going to be a huge fight.
Any last call, chat? Who's winning?
Yes. 4 teams to start things off on that high ground fight, and now finally another in 7th zone. It's AV, Chap, and Edgy who take it, and they've got a full wide spread tarp that they've been gifted up off the mountain as it continues now to go even further west. There's Dubs, who started off on high ground. They're getting pressured now, and you said they need a big game. So far they've gotten pushed off a height and really haven't found anything, but now possibly a good lane.
Showing you that timing is everything for high ground in the end game. Anything can happen. Rockets coming out, shots being fired here. Innocence back in the zone. That means I no longer see Scoped in this game either. Here comes Dubs pushing out from the outside. He has to stay in. Innocence is by himself, confirmed now. You see his perspective. Minigun in hand. Brutus says he's underneath. Keeping fire to get the whole team. Lights him up, but it's not going to be enough to get the conversion. Edgy's still on height though, firing it out. And what's this going to be here?
Does anybody think controller on PC is a bit OP?
We're in the final moment. 7 teams remaining as the zone is now looking to close out. They still have height. Nate Hill goes up and hits Edgy with a huge grappler and catches the knock. Oh my gosh, he doesn't have any builds at all here, Bala. He's gonna go back up. He needs the siphon. There's another player. He's still in it. My gosh.
He gets the siphon, but no materials. He still has the grappler. Who's above him? I believe possibly.
Chat, Reverse 2K's full team is still alive.
Possibly going to split now, but a full trio. Graska, Reverse, and Summer, who won the first game, and Nate Hill and crew still up on high ground. Now it's possibly going to be a 3 versus 3 with them involved. Ship in this too, and so is D-Roller. But AV up, he could have a big impact too as he takes out Reverse 2K through the top, but then gets taken out. Summer trades it. Now Graska still alive in this one. 3 teams left. It's Ship. It's Reverse 2K, Summer and crew, and then DeRoller and Owl down on low ground. Where's the other player, I believe, up above? Yes, Nate Hill and Bully too. Owl takes out Reverse, so it's just left to Graska to find anything.
Reverse's team was 3rd.
I think this might be a 2nd win for Nate Hill and crew right now as they're raining down terror, and there's nobody even in zone right now. Last player, it's DeRoller in the zone. There's an AR firing down on him. He only has 4 floppers. Actually, he's gonna be able to take height, and they're down stuck in the
wow,
water.
look at his slipfish count.
1 versus 2. He can actually make this happen, but the spray coming in, yes.
Wow, well played, Nate Hill. Back-to-back wins.
To close things out, the clean pump shot and a 2nd victory royale.
Showing you guys the power of the mythic grappler with the back-to-backs in exciting fashion. Nate Hill finding everything to back.
Look at Baller, he's so excited.
We didn't even think it was possible. He had no builds for a second, but he goes up and just the aggression, Ball. He hits the shots. That was exciting.
Oh my goodness, a lot to digest because so many teams who were involved in the top 5 were in that, but also newcomers to the scene, at least in terms of the leaderboard. They were up there, AV, Chap, and crew. And I mean, I have to just give it out to Nate Hill and crew because they took high ground again, but this time it wasn't from 5th zone. It was a little bit more reserved down on mid ground.
That's right. But ladies and gentlemen, let's all take a breather. We'll be back in 2 minutes with more Fortnite games. Two
games to go, guys. Nate Hill's team is well on top. Reverse 2K's team will be up there as well. They've been very consistent with placement. There's 4 more weeks of this. I'll be doing viewing parties every single week. If you guys want to support Ninja, top right corner, there's his Mixer link. Click it in the description. We do have a Discord as well, guys. It's in the description. The Discord command in chat. Clutching up for the boys, Sizzle. So far only Ninja's friends have won in these games. That seems about right for the Ninja battles. Smash the like button if you're enjoying it too, folks.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Ninja Battles event. We're jumping hot right in. It's Monster G-Face Ball TW here. We're looking at the highlights from the last game. If you missed it, such an exciting game right there. In week 2, game 3, just craziness, man. We saw Nate Hill fly up to the high ground, 8 HP Ball TW. He hit the 1 tag with 8 HP. Such an exciting way to finish up that last game, back-to-back victories.
This was probably my favorite game of Ninja Battles so far, and for many reasons. The early game engagements, Acorn and Jack come in 1-2 versus 3, and here it is. 1 tack onto Edgy, the grappler with no mats and 8 HP. Don't forget that was a team holding heights, and because of that, they lose it. And who is the one to actually be able to take it? It's none other than Bully, and they close things out onto Roller, which, by the way, again, one of the teams people were calling him out. Ship not somebody you can count out from the Mixer community. This guy is clearly good, and he's putting his name out there for a lot of people here in Ninja Battles.
That's how it's happening here. Things are definitely unfolding. The end game is crazy. Oh my gosh, that little breather there was much needed. I think I nearly threw my voice out of the excitement that we saw unfold. And that's the thing about Fortnite. That's the beauty of Fortnite competitive. You never exactly know what you're going to expect. Let's give some more credit to Acorn with the Acorn and Jack 2v3ing right after Ewok falls in the farms. That was incredible. We're watching some exceptional high tier
2 games left, folks. Stick around.
What we talked about in the game 1. Duos doing big things even against trios. And I think that's why we love trio gameplay.
And you actually think about how that fight unfolded. Stretch ended up being the first to get knocked out of that fight, and it ended up being Acorn and Jack versus 8 and Sap for a bit, so duo versus duo. And for the reigning champions of FNCS, I don't know, Acorn and Jack clearly have something to say about that championship no matter what, though. We are going to look forward into game number 4 and also kind of figure out where we're at in terms of Ninja Battles, because we got 2 more games to go, and from what I'm seeing, there's 2 clear favorites right now. It's Reverse 2K's team, actually 3 favorites when I really think about how everything has unfolded. We haven't seen a win out of Ship's team yet, but no matter what, let's take a look at how game 3 actually made an impact on these standings. Again, 16 points for Nate Hill.
There you go. Look how consistent Reverse is
and that should put
on this team.
First, although Reverse, Graska, and Summer are 12 points of their own, 3rd place in that game overall. That's definitely something that they are not letting go of.
And what we're talking about here, guys, this is only the game 3 results. So you're seeing how that game played out for the individual players. Next up, we'll see the full-on leaderboards. So you see that there's a couple players that didn't earn anything that time around, I should say. Ninja, Vivid, Colazo being one of the few. Unknown Army, Kanata, Creo, and others down here. Stretch, Zay, and Saf, unfortunately, find another bad game into the inventory. And look, in 12th, Macwood, Bucky, and Calc. That's big because they were in second coming in. So now we're going to see an equal shift in the leaderboards now. This is going to be exciting. Here it is. He's got 5 right now. And of course, my gosh, tied at the top right now. Nate Hill, Bully, Funk, to
wow, there you go, folks.
Summer, consistency across the board.
It's tied. Look at that.
Oh my goodness, and like we saw in week 1, it's tight. It's tie game at the top, but I believe the tiebreakers right now definitely going to Nate Hill and crew because they got the 2 wins in the bag. But don't forget about all the other people who rose up. Look at this though. 7th place, Macwood, Bucky, and Calc have fallen all the way down to 7th. Chap, Edgy, and AB puts themselves up to 6 now. Assault, Scoped, and Innocence, who looked like they could have a really big game. They did, 12 points, but not necessarily the win that they wanted. Looking down even further, who else is starting to have a say on things from the backside? Sypher, PK, Hogman, and Benny, 8 points in that one. That's starting to be a rise a little earlier than what they had in week number 1.
Just to clarify, guys, the winner, yep, $25,000 if you win this.
We're past the halfway mark. It's only game
$25,000.
In the foreseeable future of these
every
teams
single
back
week
here on this last page can't really step it up. They're going to be left behind, not scoring any dollars for the day. But 9 points up for C-Stubs and Mega. They were on 0 before this. Now all of a sudden having at least a say for what it's worth here in the competition. I think we got to give a little bit of credit though to Emad, Bizzo, and Commandment. They were at 6 before this. Now they're at 3rd place, showing you that the 9 plus 9 and then the points they scored that last time, slowly but surely getting closer and closer to being in the money.
Yeah, like you said, consistency wins out tournaments. And if they're continuing to do this and then one of the teams slip at the top, though, it's not looking like that, Monster, because teams in the top are really playing consistent too. And you're playing consistent with better results almost in terms of Bully and crew. So we'll have to see. I think they could definitely rise up. They did last week, don't forget, with the win that Mega had in that one. But obviously he's not on that team right now. Still the same kind of story though for Commandment, Bizzle, and E-Man. Looking forward also, I have to wonder if Scoped, Innocence, and Assault are going to continue to maybe start to push down into Dirty Docks and fight against Ninja and crew, because that could be really huge for them. Not only their confidence going forward, but also getting that, I mean, you think of a team out of Grotto not necessarily needing too much, but if they can get those
switch to Steamy
like they did against
nobody's
Ninja,
going
against
Steamy
Palazzo, against Ninja, that could be a confidence boost, but also some extra loot advantage from going forward.
That's the thing, right? Those early points matter, right? You're more likely to be able to find a safe fight, especially if you catch zone like that. So I think the worst nightmare for Ninja and his team is if the zone falls on them again and they stick around too long and have that low elevation naturally, because that was what Scoped, Innocence, and their last teammate Assault there took advantage of. They took advantage of the natural position that they had.
100%. And I also have to point out that Ninja right now in 19th place, he's just above his brother in Bearded Blevin, so that could also be an interesting thing to see what the brotherly rivalry is going to be like. Looking forward though, Monster, game number 4. We've got 2 more to go, and we always bring it back to the rig. I don't really want to go there this time. I want to go towards Young Calc, Macwood, and crew as we hop into
Bugha's the GOAT, Jay.
Because for them, it is starting to look like they're going to need one of those wins. They're going to need the important thing. Out of Craggy Cliffs, they get the uncontested spots, but they're not doing the massive
2 games left, guys. Every week on this channel, watch party.
It's a little lackluster, even though they find themselves in 7th place.
Subscribe for a ton of Fortnite content, guys.
Spread outs of all the players now. If you're wondering where they're landing, Bizzle, Commandment, Emad, 3rd place right now, have Pleasant Park to themselves. Heavy Sniper being the key component to the loadout and the success in the previous games. Riverson still here with Knight and Keys. Are going to see the same engagement here at the rig. We know it's going to happen. It's inevitable. And take a look. They're all landing for the same spots. And Riverson's, yes, close enough to be a part of the conversation here. He's going to find
Riverson's got a blue pump
the best
and minis.
It's a blue pump and some minis to kick it off. And now he has the lead here. Keys at the helipad, though, putting in some shots, Bala. Who's going to take this one away is the question.
A completely different change of pace into what we've been seeing the rest of this time. There's Dubs. He's going to go right on the Knight. Yes, there's the pace that we were looking for. He's going to get on the body, though, and that might end up costing him because he didn't get the mats from that. He did get the siphon, so he's still alive. Riverson at the same time has a 50-50 onto C's, but it's a much better engagement this time because he's full HP. Now on the Mega, it's just dubs again. Keys still in this too. As things slow down and get more intense, there's really not much to elongate this fight because the materials here at the rig are really scarce. It's really hard to actually come up with a base, so nobody can hold the walls. Dubs gets on a wall.
Dubs just got lasered.
Finds his face as they shake him down again, and this is a story we've seen time and time again. Now Mega stuck on his lonesome. He's out of here, way far away down the rig in 72 hours. Also cheating a little bit down to the outposts at the south of the Slurpy Swamps.
That's it. The feed should be lighting up soon as they know exactly where Mega is. So we're going to hop over to the Dirty Docks, though. There it is. Riverson finds Mega. Ninja, Vivid, and Colazzo have the zone here. Will we see Scoped Innocence and Assault rotate in?
Yeah, notice how Ninja hasn't roamed as far this time.
More importantly, will Ninja, Vivid, and Colazzo be on the lookout? That was the
He's not at the lake up top.
His teammates in that previous game. Still putting up a pretty good rotate, though. And looking at a different rotate now as Slurpy Swamp comes in and tries to get a piece of Keys in Riverson, and they're going to go in. Kanata's going to find Keys down below, and it's going to be successful. Look at the edits. The shakedown comes, and now he has his teammates to back him up.
This team's gone full troll. They're wearing gold Midas.
What the situation was going down here at the rig before because of the action feed lighting up for them, so they knew that they've already lost one at least, and the entire other squad was wiped, so this should be a favorable engagement. They've just got to find where Riverside is, and I think they just heard that open up. No, I think they're just shooting random players. No, they're all three around him now. He's trying not to make any noise. No shotgun out. So he has to take out the wall, and hopefully he can escape out the top. Yes, he does. And now some time.
There's pretty much no delay on this stream, by the way, guys. I bet most of these streamers are just stream sniping.
Like, he's got to pull some crazy stuff with his shots because he's a fish in the water.
Mixer.com/ninja for the original stream.
No potential for him as Unknown finds him in the back. And there's a loot. They've got possibly everything at the rig, but I saw 72 hours. I saw Tom sneaking up here. Possibly he took the card, or at least got TNTina, so who knows if they can get the vault. Another aggressive play from Scope to Salt and Innocence. This time it's on the Retail Road team, though.
And they're rotating, looking for fights. Bearder Blevins is going to get hit with the headshot. Heavy sniper.
Yeah, they're pushing Ninja's brother. This is probably the weakest team.
With a beautiful shot. Tular left by himself now.
Weakest team in the tournament that they're pushing.
50-50 and finds a big monster shot here on Assault. And Innocence trying to come in to back up his teammate. The fire from downrange or Brutus's minigun is the disrupting factor. Bonsai Bros gets taken out, and that's just enough now as they find themselves 3 points into Retail. So instead of going to Dirty Docks, they push Retail.
Yeah, they should do that in the last game as well if Ninja's brother's going to land there again. It's clearly the weakest team.
Well done. From Scope to Salt and Innocence, they continue the momentum forward. A little bit even faster than the last time. We saw a big stalemate last time in terms of positioning fighting into Dirty Docks, so opting not to even go for that. Inherently, Retail Road can get a little bit faster off that mountain, but the positional advantage goes to Scope to Salt and Innocence no matter what, because Retail team has no info of what the Grotto team is going to do. They can literally land right on top of them if they so desired, but looking at the movements here from Assault, Scoped, and Innocence, they might be looking for more as they move back away from the zone and towards the edge of the map.
And now
there's so many live events happening at once today. There's a massive COD tournament happening right now, as well as the PS5 launch.
Was Chap and AV playing the edgy here? Or playing the agency, not the edgy, but were they landing at the agency? And they are. That's why we're seeing them in that center map all the time, getting into small scuffles here with teams like Bizzle, who comes down from the Pleasant Park section. And this is a great location, especially to have to yourself. Not only do you get first dibs on the zone, but you get all the vault loot and everything that comes with it. Decisions to choose a great spot on the map or fight if you really wanted. Not taking the best advantage of it. That is the way it goes here. Gonna hop to that little wide shot. Shout out to the Obs crew, giving us the good visuals here. But all right, Balla, we're back. Creo, Kanata here.
This is the team that took the remnants of the rig, pushing into that for good reason, and they've got everything now working for them, playing aggressively like we're used to them seeing them. They kind of played a little bit passive in game number one, but ramped it up in game number 2 and clearly in game number 3. Starting to push themselves up the leaderboard as well, but they definitely need more eliminations. There's the Boombo, so they got the vaults most likely too off of TNT. Or actually, possibly not. Never know what Tom did, although they're right next to them now. And they hear it. Kanata knows he starts to build safety, but also calling it in for his teammate. The airstrike of Unknown Army is lurking in the distance. And you know that once these guys find a prey, they're going to continue to hunt all the way through.
The best part about this is the fact that they upgraded, so the material cost is going to be kind of low here. This is the hunt. This is the fight you want to take, knowing that you have that small but important advantage of loots over them. Remember, this bow here, Boom Bow, does a lot of damage, can effectively take off all the shield pretty much one good shot. I think it even has a headshot multiplier if you can find it.
I mean, Oblivion, I'm not sure he's overrated.
All right, they're just looking for shots here. Kanata not looking to jump in, not just yet.
Certainly there's other pros who are on his level right now.
And hold him out instead. Remember, the bow, perfect for this situation.
Bugha can definitely hold his own.
Build with mats they don't have because they upgraded. Take a look. They're choosing to stay just a little bit. They know they're being held out. Probably gonna campfires and trying to play something smarter out and around here, but time is ticking, Balla. They don't have white heals. At least 72 hours doesn't.
And in zone, they're trying to avoid the players that obviously pushed them. And they did do that, but at the cost of sticking in the zone.
Bugha was obviously last year. He was on another level.
Probably with the small amount of teams, they should be okay coming out of the zone.
Like, he won the World Cup by nearly 30 points. That is crazy for solos.
Wailing Woods this time though. Weeping Woods. See if he has a bunch of medkits to pop. Regardless, not too concerned about the future for that team. Where is this going to go for Kanata and crew though? Nothing really.
Well, personally, I'm so glad somebody like Bugha won the World Cup.
They should be able to get
because
in.
there could be a lot worse people representing Fortnite as the world champion than Bugha.
Inside that zone already.
Like, Bugha's a bit similar to Ninja. Like, Bugha is street smart. Not someone like FaZe Dubs who says racist words on stream.
Already down to 51, and 3 full squads or trios have been eliminated from this game.
Bugha's basically set himself up for life.
Chap, Owl, and DeRoller, who are up there in terms of points. They're really, really close to taking week 2, especially if they continue the prowess that they've had. And Monster Roller is on the rise as a player who should be known in the competitive scene. We saw his rise in the solos pretty out of nowhere.
That's right. These are the newfound faces we saw. We're referencing the invitational FNCS that just
there is slight lag
recently
on the mixer stream audio. I can't do anything about it.
Curious, for all you guys at home, I'm sure you're all as excited as we are.
Again, click the link in the description if you want to watch the original channel, mixer.com/ninja, top right corner.
Of battling unfolding here though, positioning being taken up. We can expect that we're going to see Zate, Stretch, Saf back around here, possibly Ewok and crew nearby as well, as we saw in the past, in the last game.
It's funny how the top teams end up being in such close vicinity to each other. Summer, Graska, Reverse 2K against Owl, DeRoller, and Ship, who we've seen them have engagements in towards the end game. Ninja, Colazo, and Vivid, they've made it out of the early game this time. No scoped Assault and Innocence right on top of them, and a centered position in second zone. Looking very good. They've got a launch pad again. Continuously having that out of Dirty Docks. The loot potential there very, very high. But they've got to get something going here if they want to improve on week 1's performance. Right now, not looking likely that they can get one of those top 3s, but at least they can get themselves into the pricing. Top 12. Gotta be careful as Heavy Snipes get so close.
That can be the change right there. We saw Bizzle do it in game 1. We caught Hogman with it. All of a sudden, they were left without a player. Benny, crew. But here, looking around the map now, you get to see the full picture, the bigger picture.
I think that was Reverse 2K who just nearly sniped Ninja, by the way.
It's probably Kanata and Unknown, as they did the same thing last game and got punished for it. Ninja used his own signature pom-pom right there. Get that in the chat one time for you boys.
Iconic. Macwood, Calc, and Bucky, they've got themselves a spot too. It's in the Frenzy Orchard though, and look who's lurking. This is dangerous, I'd say, for Nate Hill, Funk Bomb, and crew. Yes, they can.
I'm throwing some
play
pon-pons in the
themselves,
chat.
But if they get too close to Calc, Macwood, and Bucky, they might end up pouncing on them. And these guys have kind of fallen out. Okay, cool. They have moved away. They're actually going to rotate even farther up north and away from this orchard. And they might have full rain on this north side. Everybody going to be.
Yeah, look here. This is where you want to try and get.
Actually, on the
but it's so difficult in a crowded lobby.
Because I think it's
all of these people here, they're going to funnel into this southwest corner.
That's how it all kind of unfolds here. This could play really, really good reverse K Graska's team in summer because of the fact that it's favoring their landing spot more or less. Remember, they're at 39 points, tied for first place right now in second. Punisher, Nick A30, and Glaisto trying to rotate across. They're just close to AV and Chap, who take it down river right now. Take a look. Colazo, Ninja, Vivid have that prime positioning, that little bit of height here. Remember, the new map is not too crazy with the elevation, so if you catch it, you have some really good real estate in comparison to the rest of the lobby now. Power of the river rotates, gonna get AV, Chap, and Edgy in a good spot now. Gun in the inventory, launch pad in the inventory, harpoon for the end game. Be able to hang out here and probably buy themselves.
Ninja on height. There's potential for them to really do such on this lobby third zone, and there's ish potential for them to get fourth. Ship and Owl still there.
Again, there's audio issues on the Mixer stream. I have no control over it, unfortunately.
So continuing to push the
Mixer.com/ninja to watch the original stream.
Edgy and Chap, they're starting to push their way up too. Don't forget. Where are they going to end up though? Is the key. They were around 7th place, right around where Macwood, Calc, and Bucky have left themselves. Looking to see where did Funk Bomb and Nate Hill end up. Also curious where Reverse 2K and crew are, because I haven't seen them quite yet. There's Nate Hill and crew. Oh, a heavy snipe coming in from the side, and it's Zayt, Saf, and Stretch who have been pushing mid-game fights time and time again. Gonna pounce right on this. Bully trying to get involved. Funk Bomb actually backs off. Bully was going straight for it. This time though, they get that finish and they realize there's no saving Nate's, and another heavy snipe onto Funk. At least a sniper shot. It's Reverse and crew who are actually going to be firing down on them, and things are looking really bad now for Funk and Bully, but they've found themselves and carved themselves a spot that should give them a little bit more room now. But I'm curious how this is going to go for them. They still have plenty of heals and a launch pad to work with. They're going to get Funk Bomb back up HP wise, and they've got themselves a good base to get the time that they need for it.
This is big. That's your first place team now being crippled here with the shot that's going to take out Nate Hill. So 2 players remaining. Here's your look at the map. These players have to.
So because Nate died there, Reverse's team is in prime position to take first place now.
On the outside, on the right-hand side. Look at Stretch.
And I can see from Reverse's stream, all 3 are alive. They need to just rotate slightly to the south.
And Reverse 2K. They're so close, by the way. Remember to Funk down below on the left-hand side here. Stretch with the shots connecting. They're coming up. They want a piece of this real estate. That rocket launcher is going to open.
Who's winning this game, chat? Any predictions? Let me know in the chat.
Love the run back here from Reverse, trying to get with his teammates. Figure things out. They lose it. But for what? Because this is not even safe to the zone. Yes, they're just going to default to giving it up and get out of there. As they're looking.
This is dangerous, man. All the top teams are going to be congested right next to each other. Reverse 2K even going to try to build up over top of the roller and crew, and yes, they do make it happen. So he's carved himself a spot. But I mean, Zayt and Saf are there.
Reverse's team is so confident right now.
Bully behind them as well. Macwood and Calc going to be right on top of them. I mean, this is some of the best teams in the tournament right here. Going to be right on top of each other. And when I say best teams, but also the teams in contention for the top. So it could be a bad possible game looking at the overall for all of those teams. So maybe an opportunity here for somebody new to take the scene. Stretch has actually gotten the grappler off of Nate Hill. We saw him put it to great use last game and basically secure it for his team.
This is why we got to bring that focus to Emad, Bizzle, Commandment. They are in 3rd place, so with the other teams contesting one another, that gives them all the opportunity.
He had 4 rockets and he's burning one there.
Away,
I think that's smart, chat.
Coming into the final runs here. This is game 4, guys, so with only 5 runs remaining, we're halfway through this game right here. It's the final moments now. Bigger picture, Bala. See the players, you see the zone. Who is gonna catch the half in, half out?
Yeah. Big potential for Bugha and Avery and crew if they do get it. Ninja on a fight as well. He's chasing down Sypher. PK, good friends of him. And they sneak an RPG. Okay, good thing that was actually missed on the backside of that. Good pinch on this as well. Hogman and Sypher low, and the pinch is coming in. AR spray will finish this off. Yes, Sypher goes down, and Ninja finishes them off. They get the refresh. And they also catch zone nearby, so one elimination.
Ninja just killed one of his friends. Although a lot of this tournament is his friends.
Low ground here. Who is it who's going to end up taking the high ground? And who is it? I believe Emad Commandment. They're close, but they're still
Reverse 2K's full trio is still alive.
Parallel with Ninja and crew. Saf is dying on the rotation as well. Stretch in trouble himself. He's got the grappler though. He didn't make it in the zone. He might even be able to get the pickup on Zayt. Yes, nobody firing on him.
There's only 14 people dead so far.
No. Calm in his box, actually. They pick up an RPG.
Yeah, just looking to control this low ground right now, trying to find what they can. Here's Innocent scoped and Assault. They had that high ground early last time around. Let's see if they can snag it away. No, Ewok, Jack, and Acorn are actually up there right now. Your first place team is looking super hurt as Reverse doesn't have much HP. Look at it's coming in. Emad, Bizzle, underneath that. Double rocket launcher from Zayt and Stretch right now as they're trying to find its way in AV now as he was already knocked. Zayt's gonna be the mirror of that point right there. It's his. More double RPGs.
I will refresh the stream 2v2, when this round's over, but I don't think that we can do anything about the lag. I think it's on Monster D Face's end.
Ninja, Vivid, Colazo here trying to find their way through. From low ground to mid ground now, inching their way up. That was a huge impact frag, right? It puts them back in the game, finding Sypher PK. They can make for plays like this now. Splitting the launch pads there.
Definitely. It was huge for them. Like you said, Assault in this as well. Scoped is gonna look at Stretched. Zayt stuck now by himself. No grappler for him. That's the difficulty of implementing the grappler in with the trio gameplay. Zayt stuck on the front side of that zone, and there's no way he's gonna be able to catch up with his teammate. Stretch, there he is, down and out. Stretch finds himself a box as well. Scoped with 4 floppers. There, finally Zayt goes down. Took a while, but it did end up getting confirmed. 16 teams now up. Who is it going to be on height? Acorn, Jack, and Ewok look to have lost it to Unknown and crew. Launchpad coming in from Vivid, Ninja, and they take a low ground layer right
I believe Reverse 2K's team's just taken height, or they're trying to take it.
Start tunneling forward. Possibly the best position we've seen from them
no, they're letting it go
so far.
This is a great wide shot right here. As you can see, all the crews now trying to make their way to this next safe zone. And it's Storm Surge that's going to be a factor, but Unknown Army's going to get hit by Bugha from the distance. And now Sypher cranking up just a little bit, trying to see what he can do with the high ground. Creo actually doesn't have that much HP either. And there goes the conversion onto Unknown as he falls in a turn of events from Bugha with a big sniper shot from downrange. Now Ninja still alive in the low ground.
Any last predictions? Who's winning this game, chat?
All the way through to the final placement points here. Kanata by himself. Creo's gonna fall.
So Reverse 2K's team is down to 2 people.
Can he clutch up? Can he find some points? Remember, they were all the way at the swamp, all the way at the rig in that early game push. Bala, the shots are coming out. Can he clutch?
That is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for also a lot of different players. Look, Funk Bomb's still alive, by the way. He must be by himself right now. Ninja
down goes Ninja.
Down, Vivid and Colazo still up. They can get the placement points. They're so close to that as the roller takes down Funk. And now all of a sudden, top teams are taking out top teams. Where is this going to end up? Where's Reverse 2K and Crew? Assault scoped and Innocent still on low ground. They've got 5 eliminations. Don't forget the
Reverse 2K's on his own now.
Now moving forward, low ground, Innocent still in their box.
Yeah, Reverse 2K's dead. 14th.
There. Ewok, Acorn, and Crew still up.
You can see him dying there.
On top of Bucky and everybody else. Kanata, though. Here's Colazo and Vivid. It might be the end of them. Yes. Right before placement 2, Colazo's still up. He's potentially clutched those couple of points. but I think he might go down and out. Kanata now one elimination, still working by himself. He still has plenty of heals and stuff, but there's Jack and Acorn with
Ewok's team still up.
This could be huge for them.
And
9
E-Man
teams left.
falls, and I saw Nick A30 actually take out Graska as well. So your second place, third place, first place teams all falling right now. So anything can happen now as the leaderboard will be shifted.
Edgy has the grappler by the looks of things.
There goes the grappler up for height. Bugha, Sypher now find it. Launch pads are coming out, and they do have control here. Harpoon is going to be a big factor to pick up some loot for the zone. So many players are back here. There's Assault. He's going to fall. And the conversion now as
Look at all that loot.
Acorn playing for floppers here. What is this going to amount to as Bugha still cleaning it up now? The elevation, the difference maker.
Bugha's full team is alive.
He's going to find someone in the
Bugha
zone,
has this.
and Bugha finds another point. It's going to favor them now, and this zone is going to be able just to be enough to probably win the game.
Yeah, it's
here.
3v1.
Find Sypher. What is happening? They don't have Matt's Balla, and he's in the zone. Just a grappler.
No way.
No
Acorn
boost.
took height. Now there's an RPG. He's going to be able to connect. Yes, he still has mats to actually work with.
So
Bugha's
2v1
gonna knock
now.
it right down again. The zone pushing him off to not be able to connect, but
there you
still
go.
more. So low, and then
GG
finally
Bugha.
a connect from
One game
Avery.
left, guys.
It looked like there was potential
Every
for him to make
Thursday
that
live
clutch,
on this
but
channel,
Acorn
we'll be
is gonna have to settle
looking
with
at this,
second place, says it's Bugha, Sypher,
analyzing
and
it,
Avery, your victory
interacting,
royale
answering
in
questions.
Game number 4.
And not only that, with 6 big points as well here. That was game 4 of the Ninja Battles events here for week 2. What an exciting, close game. Acorn for a second looked like he was going to be able to win that, the huge one pump onto Sypher. If he would have gotten the siphon and the mats, I think he would have ran away with that one, Balla.
I don't know who's in first place now.
Possible. I mean,
I think
Acorn
Reverse
is
2K's
somebody
team
we
might
think
still
who's
be
playing an
just
event.
about in
They're
first.
definitely going to win a game or 2 in this, but they have to settle with second, like I said, and still a good performance from them. But Bugha, Avery, and Sypher, they pushed themselves up from the 5th ground high, actually the 6th zone high ground retake that they had. Remember that snipe onto unknown to start things off. That's why they were up there. That's why they were holding. But when you think about everybody else who was pushing towards the placement, I think it was Funk Bomb who was actually out of the top 3 teams leading the way in terms of the highest placement in that. So I have to see. We talked about somebody going to come out of this one probably on top and catching up from everything. So maybe Bugha and crew are there now. But let's take a look at the highlights, how this all unfolded, the big eliminations from Ninja's team on the Sypher crew, and then at closer to end game stretch with that grappler, it did actually have an effect on Calc and Acorn at the end, but my goodness, this was the good game.
Yeah, and this shows you that the big teams falling in the mid-game as we were approaching that end game is going to shake things up. You see Graska in the feed lighting it up, but there, Nick A30 does get the exchange. So how is that going to play out as your first and second place teams were basically disrupted from earning more points in this round here? Here's Acorn, who had the big pickup, and this is probably what changed right here when he was able to grapple up the loot. Like we said, I think he manages to find just enough to stay alive. And your final moments there, the exchange, we finally get to see Avery's POV. He lands the big shot for the 6th elimination and the victory royale. That victory being worth 10 points. The 6 from the Elans, that's a 16-point game swing for them. It's going to be close. But guys, take a break now. We're going to be back in 2 minutes, a short little one. We'll be back with your standings and more Fortnite gameplay.
One game left, folks. Sub to the channel. I'll be bringing my analysis live here every week. Loads of Fortnite content on the channel too. Season 3 coming up. Smash the like button too. Back soon.
right, big games and big swings coming out in that previous run here. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's week 2 of the Ninja Battles event. I'm Monster D-Face, joined by my good friend Bugha TW. We've been covering the action today. The community response has been fun and exciting. I mean, that last game was a great one, and I think it's really going to shake up the standings and make this competition so much closer for the 80,000. Bugha.
That I think it could, but we still have no conclusion, no closure on a lot of stories in game number 4. Thankfully, we're going to be able to look at the standings to do that, because there was a lot, I mean, that we may have not really understood. Here it is. The game 4 results is not overall results. Bugha, Sypher, and Avery at the top. Assault, Scoped, and Innocence, actually, with the eliminations that they got, 10 to keep them in the second place for that game. Acorn and Jack rise up as well, but look at this. Monster, when you look and think about who was in contention for first place, you see none of these guys actually in even the top 10.
That is true, and that's what I meant by the competition is going to be so much closer as we approach this last run here. Look at that. Down at the bottom, Nate Hill, Bully, Funk Bomb. 8 teams, no points scored that time around, putting them to a dead halt that game. And
let's see who's first, chat.
Graskin Summer. Where is, and this is who I'm looking for right now, EMAD, Bizu, and Commandment. How much did they score? They were in that first page.
8 points. Yeah. 8 points for them. You're talking about consistency. You're talking about the fact that they can get those points game after game. They probably have a high
There you go,
average,
reverse.
but
Oh,
let's
look
take
at
a look.
that.
It's
Wow.
a tie.
Look at this.
Tie, Monster.
Oh my God.
3-way tie between top 3.
So
41,
close.
41, 41, and EMAD, Bizzle, and Commandment are there, second place right now in terms of the tiebreakers. Nate Hill, Bully, and Funk have fallen way, not way behind. They're still only 3 points. I mean, 2 points, actually. As Assault, Scoped, and Innocence also 1 point shy of first place. This could not be any closer going into the final game, game number 5.
Here's your second page. Still close all the way down to 9th. Everyone is so
Anyone's game, chat.
in the running.
You have to show up. Have to show up for this last game.
Points. Look how close they are to the top. Your previous champs, Macwood, Bucky, Calc, also so close.
Anyone's game.
Here. And that victory, putting Bugha, Sypher, and Avery in the conversation now. Wow. One game in front of us and so many stories, so many players we're going to have to keep up with now.
That is ridiculous that Bugha, Avery, and Sypher put themselves 6 points within first place right now. It's literally anybody in the top 10
Leighton, I think people often underestimate the
points
content
for
creators and the
Ewok, Acorn, and
YouTubers.
Jack, but with the performance that they just had, if you get a win out of them, it's potential to go all the way to the top, but obviously depending on what a lot of other players are going to be doing. A good game in the trios format, in this format, is going to be around that, 15 points, 16, 17 points. So we'll have to see. That's a very good game. So moving into the game number 5, Monster, I honestly think that whoever wins the game could be our winner of Ninja Battles in week number 2 in this final game, especially if it's one towards the top.
And I mean, lucky for us, we're not going to need photographic memory to keep up with the leaderboards because of how close it is. I mean, honestly, every engagement is going to hold so much weight, right? So much weight. Every single fight is going to be so important. There's a lot of important things on the line here, though, Bugha. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of important things going on in the world right now. If you aren't aware, the Ninja Battles is running a charity donation drive. Look down below. It's the Tiltify link. We are raising money for the NAACP Empowerment Fund. So if you guys have been following Ninja and basically his conversation that he's having, the conversation that everybody is having in terms of fighting racial injustice and inequality and police brutality and everything going on right now, make sure that you are paying attention, and if you are so inclined, donate. Send the link down below.
Links in chat, folks.
It's important, guys. It really is. And I have to commend Ninja and all the other creators for having the conversation, because Black Lives Matter, and it's not going anywhere. We just have to continue having these conversations. So thank you to Ninja. Thank you to Ninja Battles and everybody involved in this to make that possible. Please consider, guys, down below.
That's right. Things are cooking up here, guys. We're at the very tail end of the day, the competition. We knew that week 2 was going to be exciting with the Arena Mo introduction back into Fortnite. I mean, the competitive community standing with us on this one as well. Thank you guys for tuning in from home. Here we go, guys. The last battle bus of the week is underway. It's week 2, game number 5 now.
Holy, look at these llamas.
Battle bus. Things are
look at this.
Popping off here, Bugha. We know
what's going on.
It's a great battle bus. Look at all the llamas.
I think Craggy and Pleasant have just.
Oh my gosh!
That's crazy.
If people realize this. This could be an
I think
all-out brawl, but there's
Reverse's
3
team
llamas
will have the
that
one at
could
the
be
bottom there.
spotted from a team like Macwood and Calc, but also a team like Bizzle and crew who are really good at spotting those llamas from range as they land in Pleasant Park. Let's see. Bizzle's already marked 1. Yes, already marked 1. He marks 2. They know. But Macwood and crew, I don't think they see him. Reverse 2K is still in the distance too. He's going to continue the same thing that he's been doing time and time again. Don't forget how close this is. Yes! Oh, I thought they were going for it. I thought those purple marks were all diving over towards the llamas. It might not be as big of an impact on the game as we are saying right now.
that
but
llama is so well
Bizzle
hidden.
finds all of them. You can see already Commandment up there, or possibly EMAD in the distance. There it is. And don't forget the leaderboard.
Look
I
how
didn't even
close
know
it
we
is,
had
guys.
this graphic. It is so close.
I mean,
1-point game
everybody down in
between
9th
fourth
could
and
potentially
everybody
win
else,
here.
but a 3-way tie at the top.
Here's the thing, though. These launch pads are the key component to the
All to play
to
for,
the,
guys.
To the llama,
I'll be
right?
streaming
that's
this
why
every
it's so
week.
important that they're finding these right now. It's giving them all the benefit right now, all the lead that they need, the comfort in this early game. We have the same fight unfolding every single time. We got to give props to Mega, Doves, and Cease giving us the action here against Keys, Riverson down at the rig there. You saw the shots kind of shading out. Someone's going to fall in the feed. Pay close attention as we hop back.
Yep.
Reverse has been putting up the pressure early, and there it is. It's lighting up. I saw Riverson fall there. Now it's Doves, Megan, Cease who win it. They wiped that up real quick.
I think Creo also had a say in this from range from Slurpy Swamps.
So that's
all the way
kind
up
of
there because
2-2.
he took out 1 more, but yeah, I think the
in terms of
observing
who
is
won
also
rig.
showing us basically, yeah, this fight possibly inconsequential. I mean, Mega,
Like, the
Doves, and
previous
Crew,
game was
after
kind
they
of a
took out
draw.
Riverside, they didn't really do much
Because
with what
they both
had.
got
They
pushed
a,
by
you know,
Slurpee.
mediocre game, a consistent game, but not enough if they are actually falling out and getting
Wow,
0
look at
points
Reverse's
multiple
kit.
game after game. So
He's guaranteed a blue
possibly
AR
something
from the
that
henchman as
doesn't
well.
actually matter too much, but we'll see. We'll see. Reverse 2K, definitely somebody who matters a little bit more in this. Yes, he's going to clear that all out. Look at this Dome Monster stretch. Zayt and Saf are getting contested by another team here. It's Bonsai Bros and Crew still trying to find some footing in this world that we live in this lobby.
Yeah, so that's
And against
Ninja's
Zayt,
brother.
Saf,
They're
and
just trying
Stretch,
different drop
that
points.
is certainly a tall task, and
Good luck to
maybe
them.
not necessarily
They're gonna
optimal
get cleaned.
strategy here, but who knows?
Hey, I mean, these points are still important to
Welcome
snag
in,
right now. The shots are going out. You saw from
Sebastian.
Stretch's movement there that he was very much aware that Tutler was up on height as he stopped farming the walls and skated out and around. They're trying to
Oh
angle
yeah,
up here.
late on
Remember, they
henchman.
play such a
Henchman can
wide
beam,
split.
can't they?
If they don't get jumped on,
Especially the agency
then they
ones.
should be A-okay here as they're so distant.
Midas can delete you in like half a second.
And they have what looks like a triangular circle going around here. Saf on one side, Zayt on the other, Stretch on the other side of the street. And that's what I'm talking about. Here comes a drop down. It doesn't matter where they're on the standings. 3 players jump on 1 player and anything can happen. This is such a big engagement right now that looks like it's going to unfold. Stretch trying to run for himself now, burning all material to really stay alive here. And I think Zayt's coming from behind. From
Oh
the
yeah, Sky
hotel
can
section.
destroy as well.
And now the tables might turn here, Bala. They're surrounding them. Yes.
This is a bait and switch if I've ever seen one. Look at this. 3 ways. They've got all sides completely trapped on Bearded Blevins, Bonsai Bros, and Tutelar, and there's nowhere to run. There's nowhere to hide. The best opportunity they have right now is to pounce on one side, but look at Zayt. They don't even know he's there, and he takes out Tutelar instantly, and Bearded Blevins, Tyler's brother, is going to get beamed as well, taken out. And there we go. This is going to be the cleanest fight I think we've seen from Zayt, Saf, and Crew. And this is all on the backs of positional play. I mean, there was nothing
Oh,
flashy
Stretch
in
just
this
took
at
full
all.
damage for no need.
Literally from the start, they basically just ran away with Stretch, found the position that they need as they funneled Bonsai Bros and Crew into one little small section at this RV park and clean up without basically any damage done on the backside.
Keeping it textbook and keeping it clean right there. Gotta give a shout out to Bearded Blevins and the team coming in playing today, putting up a fight for their 5 games, you know, stepping up, doing some Fortnite action, some good brotherly love right there, coming in supporting the family.
I guess he needed a filler
Awesome
team
man.
at the last minute, so he just called in his brother.
One of the few people who are brave enough to take out and to go against this competitive field in terms of, you know, players who might not necessarily be as skilled in terms of competitive Fortnite, but they want to have some.
Okay, here's
content
Reverse.
made, and they certainly
Here's
did
Ninja.
today. They started things off. At
Here's Nate Hill and
number
his
1,
duo.
fighting Chip and Crew.
That's
who
Chap
were
in the
one of
middle.
better teams, or are still one of the better teams in this right now in the standings. So they've had some impact. They've gotten a couple of points, a couple of eliminations, so huge props to them for sure.
Here's Benny Hogman and Sypher PK now cutting across, rotating directly into what might be, I think it was AV and Chap who were coming out of the agency. No, it's someone else who's nearby. There's Unknown Army who's on the heels of Benny, putting the shots in from the Weeping Woods. Remember, he's got Kanata to back him up here. They play nice and close to one another. We see it every single time we jump in. Right off the heels. That's what a good trio would do. Let's take a look, though. They're just using these builds, having them really burn their heavy mats as they're going up. If you think about it, this metal is so precious. There's not much to farm the rest of this side of the map here. So this is going to be kind of unfortunate for them. But all right, now they're forced into their defensive stance with high ground. Balla. Let's see if Kanata and Unknown feel the need to take this fight.
This is a spot that we've seen Sypher, Benny, and Hogman be in multiple times. It hasn't necessarily paid off for them, but you talked about the advantage of high ground starting these fights off, similar to what we saw from Zayt and crew, but Kanata gets the nice cone on the Hogman to start things off. They trade damage, though, and another box onto both players, Sypher and Benny. And we'll see if this is going to close out in favor of one side or the other. Sypher's still stuck in the box, not moving fast enough against Kanata and crew. And yes, he's down and out. Unknown comes to the backside, and this might be over before it really even started. Oh, another big bump from Kanata to close things out onto Benny. Hogman down, chased by Creo. And now they've got the position. Look how far actually Creo chased Hogman down that mountain. He's building up the side of it while his teammates are still up above.
I mean, you talk about reacting fast enough, can you, to someone like Kanata? He was landing a shot and closing the edit before you could even blink there. Completely worked him out. But here's young Kalk. This is a big fight. It's Acorn Ewok who's up on high. And Kalk off in the distance. Oh my gosh, takes a lot of fall damage. This is a very, very crucial fight. Remember, everyone's so close in the standings. Every fight having that much more weight and what it can do to the leaderboards and how it can shift the competition now. Here in week 2, Macwood already out this game, by the way. So it's a 2v3 against Acorn and Jack. We already know they're an elite duo.
Final game, folks.
With Ewok now.
Everything to play for.
Ewok putting in work right now. Box to box. Young Kalk is going to find a shot onto Jack, but it's not going to be a big one.
The top 8 teams so close together. Anybody could win it.
Young Kalk swinging around now here. Pretty good.
This is a section in time also where I just have to love watching these players engage in fights like this because they're just so quick. They don't care anymore. They're just like, they need to get these points. They need to get the eliminations. Kalk and crew obviously fighting for that because they are trying to catch up and gain some ground on the rest of them. And it's just so quick. Acorn, and the fact that they're keeping tabs on where everybody is. Acorn tries to build up, but young Kalk puts them right back down. And right now, I don't think that any side has made any progress on each other at all.
No, but even as a two-man team, you see that they are playing very good offense and defense. As the heavy snipe comes from downrange, and now all of a sudden the pressure is unfortunate, but it's on
Kalk's
to
team
Kalk
is
here, who
in the
doesn't
top
have much.
4,
Bucky
I think.
is going to be the reason that they're able to kind of hold back, but does Bucky know that shot came from somewhere else, somewhere from the agency? Because it could have been a henchman, honestly. You never know, but Kalk's going to get hit right there by Jack as he jumps up into the box, and now Bucky has to do it by himself. He finds Acorn. That's so big. Can he get these minis off in time? Ewok also getting shot pretty hard there.
But I think she's going to do her
going
job.
for the res.
She's already getting the res off on Acorn. Jack just needs to hold on against this. And he even claps back. Bucky gets tagged a little bit. Now he takes the wall and the cone. He's got it all. Oh my goodness. Takes out Jack. What? And now he takes out even another one. Ewok now does get Acorn up though. And she does even crack back. The full finish though has happened for Bucky. So not going to be
2v1 here.
1 versus 2. And now what young Kalk was doing as Bucky
Keep in mind, Ewok's using the sound visualizer.
Goes down to pick up young Kalk. Potential here. Remember, they're healing up above.
Oh wow, this could be clutch.
He's actually inflicted. He's gotten the siphon, so he's chilling. He picks up.
They need to interrupt this.
And they have fighting chances back.
Yeah.
But young Kalk probably doesn't have too much materials because
They
he's
just
doing
threw
all
there.
the fighting down on low ground.
And they're able to re-heal now as the fight is completely reset. What a 2v3 situation that we just watched unfold. I'm almost willing to bet that was a henchman that sniped young Kalk now, looking at it. Because no one else fired after that. So that little bit of a difference maker here. But they want the rest of this action here, Ball. They're going back up. Ewok doesn't want to.
I don't think henchmen can shoot that far.
And bail out of here.
Yeah, that they are. Bucky's going to take a couple tags. They might continue to chase, but with 13 builds on
What's
Bucky,
what, Leeton?
I think they split materials onto Calc, so probably similar situation for them. They're going to continue right onto Agency, but they're looking back. And I think they even got the card, so Ewok going straight for the reboot. Acorn just has to hold on to force things back to where they started, a 2 versus 3 in favor of Acorn and Jack.
Oh yeah, the reboot clutch right now.
Fast enough to remember that they have that card and Ewok's going for it, because if they get this res off, it's not going to look good for them regardless.
Oh, sound visualizer.
The other side of things, Kanata gets
So it shows you where the footsteps of moving people are on the screen.
Up by himself, but it's possible. He finds Unknown as he's trying to do the shakedown.
Wow, Nick A30.
Now he's by himself. The big pump. Nick is clutching up right now. Can he get
Oh
the
my
last
goodness.
one? No, it was close. It was valiant. It was so good though. And Creo manages to get
Holy.
it in. Nick A30, you gotta respect it.
Nick A30, guys, he nearly just 1v3'd a pro team.
Headlines is Nick A30 1 versus 3.
That would have been crazy, chat.
And Creo, literally 1 shot left. I think he ran out of ammo in his shotgun. So unfortunately, he's not going to continue towards this. And don't forget that they were close too. I think they were within 4
I mean, Nick A30 has potential. He's not there yet, but he has potential.
Also one of those teams playing consistent. Meanwhile, what else is happening on the map? Because things
sound visualizer, it does what it, I mean, it does what it's described. It basically draws the sound on the screen.
That's right, and just to clarify, they were in
so if there's a footstep to the right, it puts a right footstep icon on the screen, etc.
You gotta give credit to Nick.
It helps deaf people like Ewok.
He's been actually practicing competitive, so seeing it kind of all unfold here. I'm excited to watch the next several weeks of Ninja battles. We know he's gonna make his return. But all right, let's get into.
And we'll be watching every week on this channel as well, folks.
The final game, we know we have a fly-in graphic. I would love to see it so we can see where players are standing right now, because all these engagements are important. Staff is up top right now with Stretch and Zake still alive. And it looks like Staff just finds typical gamer here. Anonymous 72 hours here putting in these shots. And look, Stretch falls.
There is a lot more W keying going on if you guys haven't noticed.
Party right here is really ruining.
There's 16 people have died already.
No longer have Stretch. Stretch is down, and there another shot comes in. It's Bully from the other side.
So Reverse 2K's team is first, and they're all still alive right now.
Credit to 72 hours there, the 5-head play to back up and sneak a 1 tap from the Boombo in from the backside. He takes out Zate to close things off. There's 3 eliminations for them, but now getting pushed from Nate Hill, Funk Bomb, and Bully. And they had such a good game in their final one, Nate Hill, Bully, and Funk, to actually close things out last week. Potential for them to do it again, but they started off strong as well. They're just going to back out, though, as they realized that it would be a 3 versus 3. And no
sound visualizer, it's an option in the Fortnite settings.
Every point they can get
and it's like a circle of footsteps if there's a lot of people moving around.
In the backside, Ship, the Roller, and Owl, who were in the top 5, as well as Bugha and Avery, who pushed themselves up to, I believe, 8th place around that with that last win.
It's all top teams, top 10 teams kind of in the running right now. Here's Bugha putting down the heavy.
So we're heading for the finale, folks. All to play for.
Action-packed final game, guys.
2 points between the top 5.
Everyone is playing for first place.
It's probably winner takes all.
At the top was just a
4 more weeks of this.
Points.
Subscribe below.
A second Elam. Look at the leaderboard right there.
Support Ninja. Click the link in my channel.
Them fall to the hands of Nate Hill, Bully, and Funk Bomb. So it shows you if they picked up any Elams, how close it could be. As it was only a 2-point swing at the very, very top. There's 3 teams right now with 41 points tied, guys.
Ninja's loadout isn't bad, is it?
Math for every team involved.
400 AR.
Getting towards the
Loads
top
of healing.
1, but there's no chance I can do it with so many teams so close together. And keeping track of all that.
15,000 viewers for Ninja on Mixer, with a PS5 event going on and a COD event going on.
A good spot to Emad. Look at this split from them. They're controlling a lot of space on this central mountain range.
Abdi Raham, this is a tournament for Fortnite pros.
Potential for them to grab drops, to grab shots.
You have to already be a Fortnite pro to participate.
Different spots in the zone if potentially it goes in certain directions, but also just looking to put an impact on everybody. Look in the distance, Acorn, Jack, and Ewok. They're back together. They got that reboot off, and it did not get chased down, I believe.
This is what you call a clout tournament.
Yes, they're still following.
You need to be a well-known player already to take part.
They got the full. They must have traded reboots to the agency or something, because Macwood, is up. And the Roller gets sniped in the background. No, that's Owl. Same team, though. huge impact
$25,000
on the
for
leaderboard.
first
Going
place.
forward, how they stay up in this. Dubs and Mega still up too. Here's Has the Great, who we saw the fight between them and Zeke and Saf.
$80,000 overall.
The run for that team out.
4 more weeks of this. Live on this channel.
But all right, we have more to be had here. This Has the Great, Mikey, in 72 hours here. This loadout is super powerful right now. And that's scary for a
Click
team
the
to
link
have
in chat,
coming into
folks.
that end game.
Click on
That's
set a reminder,
high ground shifter right there.
and you'll get a reminder
Get the little wide
when we
shot
go
here.
live
Remember,
next
they have
week
to make this
for the
rotate
Ninja
here. It's
Battles.
already revealed itself, so the ground and pound is going to be happening sometime soon. Here's Edgy, AV, and Chap. You can see that we get to jump in with Thumb right now as they're looking around just on the outer edge of the zone right now, barely into safety. They actually end up using a launch pad, not trying to waste anything. Oh, I can see about 4 in the inventory, okay, of Has the Great. So they came up big with the elims right there, and they managed to gather a bunch as I see Ewok fall in the feed.
Yep.
So that's it for Jack, Acorn, and Ewok.
That finally, they traded a couple eliminations, or knocks at least. Finally, Bucky, Macwood, and Calc do come out on top, and they should be able to get the revives. Those zones started moving right after that, so who knows if they can pick them back up and come into the end game with 3 people. But a lot of teams still in that situation. Mikey and crew putting some pressure on Owl and Ship, and they didn't really get that much space. Curious if the rotation still needs to come in. No. Meanwhile, Bucky falls, so all that work done for nothing, and I don't believe that they're going to have much to work with because they've invested so much in that fight on the backside. But again, they needed a big game to claw themselves back up to the top. So very important for them to do anything they can. Reverse 2K, Summer and Graska again still alive. Bizzle, they've gotten, what is this, an elimination?
It's getting serious now, folks.
Free loot.
Who do you think's going to win?
A drop as well.
All to play for.
RPG
Could be
potential,
Bugha,
2
could be Reverse
gold ones as
2K,
well.
could be Nate Hill.
So that could be huge if they get and manage.
Could
to
be a
take
lot of
high
different
ground,
names. Could be
and
Young
also
Cog's team.
Potential for them to use that to take it.
That's right. And look, we're looking at 2 teams that are quite literally tied on the board side by side, guys. If they do end up engaging onto one another, that's it. That's the throw of the competition. We'll see. Reverse, Graska, Summer just nearby. They were very much aware of Bizzle, Commandment, and Emad. And I mean, they didn't catch this Elim, so it could have been Reverse's, Graska, and Summer's points right here to be had. Let's see, though. They're trying to see if they can line up the heavy snipe RPG. You can see they're just peeking over nearby. The ball has been marked, or the zone's been marked. They don't have the zone. They have to go all the way across. I don't think they're going to end up launching.
When my channel gets bigger, I'll definitely be doing giveaways like skin giveaways.
Here's your leaderboard,
Just hit the
guys.
sub button,
Jack,
Abdul
NG,
Rahman.
EV are also
Get all your
up
friends
there,
to sub.
and they're still in this game.
We need to
here.
get the channel
Top
bigger
3
before we can do giveaways, though.
teams in first place are still in, Bala.
Oh my goodness, and even top 5 is Nate Hill, Bully, and Funk as well. They're going to try to make their way in. Yes, they use a launch pad. They land on top of Has the Great and crew, but starting to crank for heights. There's a team who does not want any of that. They get beamed in the back. Nate Hill, solo.
We'll be running Discord exclusive giveaways as well. The Discord link's in the description.
If they have any other power weapons, it's Vivid, Ninja, and Kalaza who have taken it from them. Potential for them. Again, after so many times up on the high grounds, they have something come off of this. Nick K30 is back in this game, by the way, but does end up falling as they fight again. No, this might be old leaderboard, but regardless, 72 hours possibly in there too. Commandment, E-Man, you've been pointing them out all day. They're still up.
And take a look, guys. This wide shot here gives you a good idea of who's still in the game right here, as things are getting crazy right now. We're approaching that first full moving. We'll know in 8 seconds. The pressure, though, from Innocent Scoped and Assault here on the mid ground of Ninja, they just have not stopped pressuring these teams in the middle of the pack here. Colazzo and Vivid are now having to lower themselves off that layer there, getting away from the pressure. And so much material expended, so much resource divvied into this fight.
200 subs is a good amount of subs.
Launch pads are going out, though.
Well, you know, for a starting YouTuber, he's got to keep growing, you know.
AV are at the front of the zone. Remember, 41 points here. Actually, they might be on the back half. Look at the rotate they're already making out of the outside. Remember, Chap, so good at deciding and choosing when to rotate. One of the better ones at taking that risk there.
Innocence and Scope still up, by the way. There's Commandant, Bizzle, and Emad looking to use those launch pads that they accrued. Don't forget how many llamas they had up in close to Pleasant Park.
What are you going to try, Abdul Rahman?
Don't forget they have those RPGs too. They're going to land. Now he's catched by Colazzo into Ninja. They're starting their mid-ground tarp. There's a minigun.
Who's winning this game, chat? Any final predictions?
They do land safely on mid-ground.
Top of the leaderboard is so close.
And that's the pressure. They've been doing it this entire time. Scope's gonna get beamed though. He barely has any HP. We'll see if they can continue to hold the high ground. Bully putting in the pressure. It's Bully who's landing the shots here. And he's got Scoped out in his crosshairs. He's going in for it. He really wants this. These are such important points. Remember, they need every single one. I see Sypher's gonna find someone, Mega's gonna fall, and Bugha's gonna find Owl. The Roller still in the game is gonna find someone as well. Here's Ninja's perspective though. They're trying to get a piece of the cake here. Get into the fight right now. Bizzle with the double RPG. They're gonna find Creo. Bye-bye. He gets taken out the game. And these are the points being thrown around. Who is at the top? We don't know, because everyone is so close right now in finding frags, Bala.
This fight is still ongoing. Bully against Innocence, and it's going up to the sky.
Reverse 2K just got a kill. He was in first place. All to play for, guys. Every week on this channel, hit the sub button.
After using those RPGs down on low ground, they start to shift the focus, but don't find any opportunities right above them. Yes, the heavy snipe down. That's Dubs in the box. They get one. C's trying to hold on. He holds it and goes for it. Commandment takes him out still. Mega remaining by himself, but Emad, Commandment, and Bizzle have now moved on a mid-ground layer and starting to play.
One of Reverse 2K's teammates is down.
Still up 2.
Oh, Reverse 2K's team is down.
Here it is, Commandment in the mid-ground tarp right now, looking for the opportunity now to find.
So no win for Reverse.
Funk is by himself. Nate Hill with another low HP play. Can he make something
All
big
to play for,
here?
guys.
There's the shots. There goes Mega. There goes Colazo. Team Ninja is out of the running now. Commandment's gonna fall though, as it's no one's safe here. Bugha somehow finds himself on heights with Sypher.
This could be Bugha's to win here, folks.
If they don't convert on a lot of eliminations from high ground, they're not really going to be able to outplace, because Funk Bomb's still alive. Emad and Commandment still alive too. I mean, they were tied.
All to play for,
in terms
folks.
of placements are virtually tied. So Bizzle now coming down from low ground as well. Yes, they combine, finally take out Unknown. Emad is down on low ground by themselves. 2 players from this squad, and now
5 players,
teams up.
3 teams.
Where can they find themselves the space? It's Bugha and Sypher. Funk Bomb, yes, takes out Emad, and he's still up against Bizzle now on low ground. But Sypher and Bugha are up
4
above,
players,
so
3 teams.
This 2v1v1 count really hard.
This is so close. If he's gonna make it to the top, he needs to find a single Elim here on Bizzle.
Here's the finale, folks.
Work it out somehow right now. Here it is though. They're working together in unison. They're gonna find the shots, the pressure.
Funk's
and
down.
Finds Funk. That's the 1 point. Look at how many Elims
Funk might have done enough though.
So big. Bizzle looking to clutch up right now against Bugha. He's surrounded left and right. Goes out for the peanut butter god edit. He's not gonna find it though. And there, the shots trade out. Sypher finds the final one onto Bugha.
So 2 wins for Bugha.
Bizzle, and it was so close. 5 points for Sypher.
That was incredible, guys. Stick around. We'll get the final leaderboard. We'll see who's won.
Points for Sypher, but the Victory Royale too, so they put themselves possibly.
You have to be a top pro to play in this.
2 wins in a row for Bugha, Sypher, and Avery, and possibly pushing themselves way up the leaderboard. But I really don't know if anybody can hang on to the lead against Bizzle, Commandment, and Emad, who from the start of that game looked like they were going to skyrocket to the top because of all those llamas, and then getting the double RPG, man, that's just unfair. How many eliminations they had in that game?
What's up, Cray Cray?
That was ridiculous. Let's take a look at the highlights, though, to kind of really try
Every
to
single
digest
week,
and
guys,
figure out
live on this channel.
where these points going to go, because again, it was so close to the top.
That's right. We saw
Click the link in chat. Click set a reminder. You'll get a reminder next week.
We're up on the scoreboard right there. Here's your moments from the last game, guys. This week 2 action has been incredible. Every one of these exchanges.
Sub to the channel as well, folks.
One of the dirtiest of the day. Bucky, my gosh, just
you get plenty of Fortnite videos.
Right there, working Jack. As Ewok has to run off on the revive there. Here's Nick, who had a phenomenal near clutch up right here. Finds Unknown.
Waiting for the leaderboard, folks. $25,000 on the line.
Talk about such an exciting game. Such an exciting game here. This is the start of all the Elims for Bizzle, Emad, and Commandment right here. This is what kind of was the catalyst for them.
And then at the
yeah,
end,
Sizzle agreed. You have to be
Bugha
popular.
ended up
This is a
taking
clout
high
tournament.
ground no matter what. Bizzle, Commandment, they look to actually take it for a bit, but there's the final Elim.
It's over, Cray. But we need the leaderboard.
Possibly, man. I mean, when all is said and done,
Leaderboard's the crucial thing.
Possibly could be the Elim that wins the tournament or does a lot of good things for Sypher and crew, but I don't think so, because obviously Bizzle and crew got 2nd place. So what is it, a 3-point difference between placement plus all the eliminations? It's almost impossible for that to be the case, but you never know. What did D-Roller do and crew, Chip, and all of them? What did Funk Bomb, who got 3rd place? Remember that?
Yes.
He got an Elim
That's
as
right.
well onto Emad in the final moments. There could still be a lot in the air.
That's what I was talking about right there. I was saying, hey, listen, if Funk wants to take first, this is the time. He's really got to get in there. You got to play for first. And he was doing that. He was looking for those frags in the low ground. We saw it all.
We're waiting for the leaderboard, folks.
Leaderboards are being divvied out, guys. Just bear with us right now. The intensity is there. Last week, 2 weeks ago, Bugha, week 1, we saw a close competition, a tie-way at the top.
Let's see how many viewers they have.
No different right now. We don't
18,000 viewers on Mixer.
The Ninja Battles has
whilst there's a PS5 event happening,
gameplay for trios.
whilst there's a COD event happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
On Mixer.
One of the first competitions in NA for arena trios and competitive trios in general, which we'll see.
Mixer.com/ninja, folks.
4, so
check him out.
That, but also next season's Cash Cups as well. And this is going to continue, Monster. This is going to continue for 4 more weeks down the line. Looking forward. I mean, next Thursday is going to be an exciting competition again, and it's going to be same type of deal, but we're going to be in season 3, sorry.
That's right. All the more reason to follow if you're watching from Ninja's channel as well, right? Stay in tune, guys. Turn on those notifications. Things are going to be cooking here on the channel. I really just want to give credits to everyone that showed up and played today. It has been a great and exceptional tournament. The gameplay has only ramped up round after round. The excitement was there. Hope you guys enjoyed the cast. Monster D-Face Ball TW. We're hanging out right here. Bugha, what are you thinking?
We're waiting for the leaderboard. We want to see who won.
25,000. If you have to throw a dart at the wall and take a guess.
It has to be Bizzle Commandment, man. It has to be. And E-Man, I don't see any other way that this is going to go because the amount of eliminations. It was so close to 10 in that last one. I didn't get the time to do the math to add it all up, but the team in the back is doing that. So, I mean, if I throw it a dart, I'm using a lot of deduction, but it's not just a random guess. One thing I want to do before we do have those standings, guys, is take another opportunity to direct you guys down in below the channel, the Tiltify link below. It is a donation drive for the Ninja Battles event towards the NAACP Empowerment Fund. Because, guys, we got to continue the conversation when it comes to racial injustice and inequality. We have to continue the conversation that Ninja and so many others have been given with their platform and doing with their platform. So we have to commend them. But also, please, if you're interested and if you want to help fight that cause, it's down below for you guys to peruse. Regardless, Monster, now it's time. We're getting so close. You asked me to throw the darts. Let's no longer throw
Here
the
we go,
darts.
folks. Here's the leaderboard.
The dice. Let's figure out
who's
won
won 25K
of week 2 Ninja Battles. Here it is, and it is going to be at the top. Bugha!
No, that's just game 4. That's just game 4. Hold up. Hold up.
I'm on my toes, man. Game 4 results, obviously. Bugha's
Game 5. They've typed it wrong.
Game 5 results, guys. You get to see how everyone kind of accumulated points there. Shows you how close it is at the top. Look at the 18-point swings. Here is your next page right now. You get to see who got what they got during that game and how they accrued it from eliminations to placement.
So Reverse's team got
just how
8
close
points.
It was. Bugha, Sypher, Avery 15 that round.
Nate Hill's got 11.
Commandment at 16. Unknown. Kanata Creo pulled 18.
This team got 16.
Just eliminations alone, showing you how close this was. So anything can happen up towards the top here.
Yeah, the 16 points is what E-Man and crew got. Remember, they were up in that
25K on the line here,
so
folks.
There's no chance.
Who's going to win?
I think we've kind of spoiled.
Going to find out.
We kind of know exactly how that's going to unfold with the Game 5 results. So no matter what, things were so good, though. Things were so fun in this last Game 5. You saw Macwood and Bucky get those 4 points. But here it is, finally, Monster. The final and overall results of week 2 of Ninja Battles.
There's Ninja's brother,
Taking
1
point. Bottom, you see Bearded Blevins again, giving respect to anyone that comes.
Typical gamer. Shout out to TG. Nearly 10 mil subs.
17 points there. Cease Dubs and Mega. 17, not too bad as well.
Shout out to Sypher too. He's been killing it on YouTube.
Sypher, PK, Hogman, Benny. As we roll on to 11 through 15 now, you see Ewok, Acorn, and Jack, a team that I was excited to see kind of perform here. Big moments from them, great gameplay, just all across the board here.
100%. You definitely got to give it to them.
Ninja they're going up the leaderboard.
Top 12 or top 15 at least in that one.
So Reverse 2K's top 5.
Top 10 as Shit, Vanish, Roller, and Al have fallen to 10th. Nick A30, 9th.
Here we go, guys. Drum rolls.
8th place. Unknown Army with that last elimination type game. 18 points in that one. And Salt, Scoped, and Innocence at 49. Here it is, guys. The top 5.
Here we go.
The final page
Who's won?
of week number 2 for Ninja Battles. Who is it going to be at the top? It's E-Mad Bizzle Commandment.
There you go.
Margin to 7 points, like we thought.
So close at the top.
Look at
but
this.
so
Look at this,
far,
folks.
look at
1
the
point
tie for
spread.
Second, third, and fourth place. 50 points.
1
all the way
point
down to
spread.
top 5, which was 49. Such a close competition all the way, Bala.
And don't forget too that was literally a tie.
Congratulations, Commandment, Bizzle, Emad,
in second,
TSM on top.
It's going to be Bizzle, Commandment, and Emad to win it all out. And from what they did in the first week, it's a slightly different team this time, but they pushed themselves up to what? It was like third or fourth place for Bizzle, Mega, and
25K for first place.
And that's what we said at the start. Is it the IGL? Is it the crew? What is it, that really brings together a championship team? We'll continue to find out as the weeks go on, but there it is. They performed
every week, folks. Every week, live on this channel.
That last game right there.
Hit the sub button.
Breaking away the competition with 7 points. That's no easy feat, especially in the last game.
Loads of Fortnite content coming on the channel too.
Yeah, 100%. Guys, stay with us because we potentially still have an interview. We're trying to get that sorted up so we can talk to our winners and see what was in their minds and what's going into their minds going forward. In the
There's
rest
a
of
fly on
these
Monster
events.
Deface's screen.
Stay with us for that because we're still trying to get confirmation whether we can get those players. Monster, I have to ask you because there was a lot of games that went to the wire. I mean, what was the factor for Emad, Bizzle, and Commandment gameplay-wise? Not necessarily the chemistry and leadership-wise that they
You guys
had,
see the
but in
fly
this one,
on Monster
what was the key for
Deface?
them?
Hey, man, it was just playing their game all the way through. They were slowly but surely chipping away at the iceberg. You saw 9 points in that first game, continuing it up time and time again. And then all of a sudden, we saw them in that top 10. They never looked back. They continued to hold that lead. But big elims, right? We saw Bizzle really getting into those fights. We saw the sniper shots coming out, just slowly but surely finding the points off of the elimination.
100%. And we're still waiting for that, by the way. Still also to call out, we're going to do this again. We got 4 more weeks of Ninja Battles.
4 more weeks.
And
now I'm going to do 4 more view parties, folks.
Ninja himself and the crew behind the adminning team, the gameplay team, all of that have been doing such fantastic jobs. This is probably one of the most exciting events that we've had in the Fortnite scene. It really brings back really good vibes. We are going to get that interview. We're going to try to get Emad, actually. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned.
Emad's a good
Emad's
performer,
always
folks.
Down to jump on. Let's see if he can kind of get in here and give some words from the winning team. $25,000 being taken home for their team. They got to be kind of happy right now, feeling good. Talk about those earnings being thrown up and divvied out. That's what it's all about right here. And like you said, the vibes are high, right? The community vibes on Twitter, man. Guys, thank you guys for dropping all the support. During those breaks, we do see all the messaging coming in. It's been fun, and we have so much more to unfold. I can't wait for the weeks to continue. Like you said, we're leading into that new map, the new season, right? That's more excitement for us to be able to cast over. Like, we're looking at the first competitions coming soon.
Alleged new map. We have no clue what's going to happen.
I'm
sitting here
Fortnite
nervous.
always does something new potentially.
I'm scared. I don't know what's coming. But in typical Fortnite fashion, you know what actually stands the test of time, no matter what season or whatever, when it comes down to this top competition, yes, there might be things that people are, scared of or they're worried about going into these, but no matter what, at the top of the top, it always brings the action, always brings the fire. So we'll get to see that next week. I'm pretty excited.
That's right. I mean, that's what it's all about, guys. 80,000 on the line every single week. Make sure you guys continue to tune in. We're doing a lot of good things here with the Ninja Battles events. This is week 2. Game 5, like we said, was just concluded. Some great highlights. Feel free to go back, watch it all, get caught up if you missed the action. I'm sure there's going to be some archives there. Like we said, we're trying to see if we can get an interview with one of the
waiting for Emad.
Emad, Biz, or Commandment. See if someone can jump
he's a
on
good
here.
performer.
And
so stick around for it.
Get their
Emad's great.
Floor here to give themselves some shout outs and stuff like that.
100%. It'll be interesting to get some insights from one of those guys, no matter what, because as Trios continues, we want to know. We want to know what makes teams the best. I mean, I've asked you the question multiple times. You've asked me the question too. It's like, what's the secret sauce to Trios and Arena Trios and all that? So I don't know. We'll see if that actually does unfold. That'll be super exciting for sure. And we're still getting confirmation, still trying to get that technically sorted out so we can get him in here no matter what. It's been a blast, Monster. It's been so much fun from week 1 to, what I like so far is that we've kind of got differences. Like literally we get different games every single week. Last time we had the floppers, we had the heel-offs. That was exciting. It was kind of fresh in terms of everything. This week we get typical, competitive, and next week we're gonna get the new season. That's super fun.
Hey man, and I'm hoping that we do get some changes here. We'll see how that all is going to play out. And what I was alluding to before, hey, Epic, they're always throwing some curveballs to make things interesting coming into these new seasons. I mean, it's been a while, you know, the extensions. We'll see what they're working on in the back end there. Just again, it's going to be all good fun. It's going to be the community coming together. These team captains putting together some new teams. We saw quite a refreshing mix up a little bit here. We called it snaking at the start as players were kind of shifting around from squad to squad, but it's still the best of the best, right? And that's what makes the competition so fun.
Yeah, and I think we're going to be mixing it up week after week too in terms of who the captains are, who gets the chance to make their teams. I mean, a lot of the people, I think Ninja is really trying to involve a lot of different content creators too. Like, bring back the names like Lupo and Courage. I would definitely encourage them to come join in Ninja Battles because this is a fun time week after week, no matter what is going on. It's just so exciting. So maybe hit them, guys, at them. Say, yo, guys, come play Ninja Battles. It's fun. It's a good time. You definitely would want to see them.
They're gonna come to you with the fireball if they start getting blown up now. You know who did it? It's that guy.
Absolutely. Hey, I'll take full responsibility if I end up getting them in the tournament.
There you go. No, but seriously, man. Yeah, if you're a community figure, guys, thanks for supporting everything that's unfolding here. Looks like Emad is ready, so we'll be able to draw him in right now to get a couple questions. Let's see if we got Emad on the line. Can you hear us?
Hello, monster.
Hey, there he is, man.
Yo, what's up?
Week 2 champ.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
We came up. We kept consistent the entire time. Now we're here. Champions of week 2.
What is he doing? He looks wet.
For the invite.
What's going on?
Great stuff for the community. Shout out to Ninja. I just got out of the pool. I'm sorry if
I could see that.
Looks a bit damp.
I just got out of the pool. Had to hit the pool cam real quick. Jump in the pool. Shout out my boy Ninja. Thank you again for being such a great role model to the community and for having like such great tournaments and just running everything smoothly.
Hey, man, we want to thank you as well for being the awesome figure that you are. And in good fashion, guys, Emad does the pool jump. I know I'm going to be seeing that one on Twitter. We want to see it. Emad, we saw you kind of switch things up this week. You have, someone you brought into the fold for your team, but you were still so consistent. What do you think attributes to your guys' success from week 1 and week 2? Because you are on a hot streak right now.
So Bizzle is one of the most consistent players in the game. So I had to pick him. And for week 1, me, Mega, and Bizzle, we almost won. But the last game, we were just short of it. So we dropped down to 3rd. But I picked up Commandment instead because me and Commandment have a lot of chemistry. He's also my org mate. Shout out to TSM, being such a great org. TSM Commandment, TSM Emad. We had to bring in Bizzle, Commandment, their duos. So them duos, me as a 3rd, taking the win, week 2.
So I want to talk about that last game number 5, because we saw on the mini map there was 4 llamas in Pleasant Park. How many of them did you get? And I also have to wonder, where'd you guys get those legendary RPGs? Like you had what, like 3 of them or something like that? It was ridiculous.
We only got 2 of them, and the legendary RPGs, we got 1 off of spawn, and then there was a second one. Someone died out of the air while gliding in. Bizzle jumped on loot, secured it. I got the RPG, and then we double RPG'd Creo's team, moving circle, and that got us a bunch of kills, and just kept the momentum going. Kills were really important.
Saw that. We actually saw that in the highlights, right? We saw that key moment that was actually captured. So when you go back and you see all the moments, that was the catalyst. We saw that. From there on out, how many points you guys secured in that last game? Because you guys were tearing it up. Did you manage to stay in that low ground with all the loot that you guys picked up, or were you fighting for height at that point?
We were just keeping mid ground, just staying away from all the psychopaths. Just staying mid ground, just keeping our composure. We were getting RPG from height a bunch of times, but we managed to stay together, and that was the most important thing. We were together the entire time.
There were so many moments, especially in that last game. It looked like there was 5 or 6 teams who went for height at a specific time. I saw Bizzle kind of looking for it. And I have to ask, because obviously Bizzle, you get an insight from him that you don't get from anybody else. This guy really knows how to go for height in these cases. Were you really looking for it in these games? Was that a key, finding the perfect opportunity to really strike at height? Obviously, you guys didn't really have it that much in this tournament, but looking for those opportunities is key, right?
Yeah, looking for the opportunities. It's very risky. Not looking for them, but going for height itself, it's very risky because you could get landed on by any team, and that's actually what happened to us in the Adel Fields game. In the Frenzy Farm outfit. Shout out Chapter 1. in the Frenzy Farm game. Bring back Lazy Links. So Bizzle looked for height, and we had it at one point, and we got landed on, so we just went back low ground. Or mid ground, sorry. We were just keeping mid ground just to stay consistent.
That was some really awesome gameplay from there. Obviously, you guys champed out. You played really well. Emat, I want to give you the floor here to shout out any projects you're working on, your socials. Like, let people know where they can find you, because I'm sure, you know, it must have been amazing to watch from your POV.
Fingers crossed, no swearing.
I don't want to shout anything else. Anything else, just EmatGG everywhere. But I just want to say for everyone to stay safe during these crazy times, you know, and to just be safe, you know, stay strong. That's all I got to say.
Thank you. Thanks for that message, bro. GG's Only, man. Congratulations. We'll see you
Wow.
possibly next week. See if you can come back for it. GG's Only. See you next
So
week.
last week, Zexro swore at that point and got banned
Gotta
from the
love it
tournament.
right there, your champ.
2
Bizzle,
TSM pros.
Emad,
That's the
Commandment
complete
coming
opposite.
on top.
That
You
is
heard it
how to
from
do an interview.
them themselves. It's Bizzle's big mind that you get to see kind of really unfold here. He's an exceptional player, veteran. Maybe next time we'd love to see everyone kind of hop on in here. Get in
Emad's
there,
great.
boys. But regardless,
Hey, look at the
of
chat
what,
here. The chat's saying he's
I'm gonna
great as
give
well.
you the floor really
What a
quickly
kid.
before we sign off here.
100%, guys. I want to echo the message that I've been posting or talking about every single time. Basically, guys, there is a Tiltify link down below if you're interested in supporting the cause about fighting racial and inequality and injustice, specifically in terms of police brutality. So don't forget, that's down below. The NAACP Empowerment Fund, thanks to Ninja Battles. So make sure to keep an eye on that. Monster, it's been a blast. Thank you to everybody. Always fun casting with you. And this was just honestly insane.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in for week 2 Ninja Battles event. We'll see you guys next week, same time, same place, right here for week 3. I'm Monster D-Face, and we'll catch you guys later.
And thank you to all of you for watching on my channel, WGMojo. I'll be doing this every single week. Smash the sub button, smash the like button. Click every single link in my description, like all 500 of the links in the description. Click them all. Just do all that stuff. Sub to the channel every single week. Ton of Fortnite content. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I'll see you guys next Thursday. And I'm going to spam the link in the chat. See you later, folks. Thanks.